Number 1 in the world rankings, number 1 server-wide character level, number 1 in arena combat points, all in the world's most famous MMO legendary arena. The one who set these unprecedented records was none other than Hyun-woo, nicknamed Meligod. However, he decided to permanently leave this virtual world. He did this to focus on reality, even deleting his game account when his best friend Yang-chan questioned him about it. Hyun-woo boldly declared that games are just for fun, not a place to risk your life to make money. He decided he would complete his military service and then inherit his father's business. However, life is unpredictable. 2 years later, his family's company was in decline, and by the day Hyun-woo was discharged, it had gone completely bankrupt. His father was also bedridden. Piling debts came crashing down. The once super rich heir of the Damsu group now had to work part-time at a convenience store for $9 an hour. He often had to fill his stomach with soon-to-expire lunchboxes from the store. As things got desperate, Hyun-woo cut off contact with his best friend, but his friend was still extremely eager to help. Then Yang-chan proposed an idea to Hyun-woo, return to Arena for the profits that could be made from the game. He said it was possible to easily earn 6 figures. Those words were like a ray of light in the darkness of his life, so Hyun-woo decided to return. First, he had to go to the shopping mall to buy a game capsule, but he couldn't help but feel disappointed when he saw the price. Hyun-woo began to hesitate, unsure of what to do. In the end, he decided to pay for it out of his own pocket to turn his life around. Just then, Han Baek, the son of his father's colleague, came over with his arm around a woman and started to mock him. Ignoring his nasty words, Hyun-woo simply turned to walk away. But at that moment, Han Baek foolishly revealed a shocking truth about why Hyun-woo's family had fallen into such dire straits. It was all his father's doing. This left Hyun-woo completely stunned. Right after that, Han Baek even cursed his father, wishing he would die in his hospital bed. Hyun-woo couldn't take it anymore and punched him right in the mouth. Seeing this, bodyguards from all over rushed in to intervene, but the enraged Hyun-woo just kept screaming at him. This grudge was now seared into his heart. As he walked out of the store, a heavy rain began to fall, mirroring the storm in Hyun-woo's soul as he walked on through the downpour. Hyun-woo's face darkened as he thought about the cause of all this. Money. He didn't understand why. Han Baek had caused all this, yet he still had the nerve to mock him. Because of that, Hyun-woo was now determined to get his revenge as his tears streamed down, mixing with the rain. His heart grew heavy with helplessness. But then suddenly, a news report on TV about the income of arena streamers served as another reminder. Hyun-woo stood there frozen, thinking about it for a long time. Finally, he swallowed his pride and made a phone call. Bakshi to Yang-chan, his best friend, to ask for help. His friend was extremely worried, constantly asking how Hyun-woo was doing. Then he gathered all his courage to say what was on his mind. I want to go back to arena. After Hyun-woo logged into the game, the people in the management room were shocked. They were once again thrown into a panic by the name Meligod. The department head, however, didn't seem to care. But the game manager was a little curious, so yet she asked for Hyun-woo's status information. And hearing this, quickly relayed all the data from his test. In just an instant, Hyun-woo had already set a new record. On the magic testing device, Hyun-woo was incredibly excited and wanted to keep going. He was now fully determined to become a pro gamer once again. Yang-chan stood generously in front of his own capsule and offered, "Here, use it as you please." Feeling a bit guilty, Hyun-woo turned to him and began to apologize. "Yang-chan, I know I don't really have the right to say this, but I promise I'll pay you back someday." Hearing this, Yang-chan slapped him hard on the back and scolded, "What are you talking about? It's been ages since I've seen you." Yang-chan clenched his fist, smiled, and reminded his bad friend, "Don't you dare cut me off again, you hear?" And with that, Hyun-woo successfully logged in. He gave his sword a test swing, then seriously commanded, "And let's begin." She replied, flustered, "The level 10 test as you requested." As the light of the game once again illuminated his face, Hyun-woo let out an anxious sigh. Phew, it's been a long time since I last fought in arena. Staring at the dark elf warrior in front of him, the area fell silent. He thought nervously, so this is my opponent, a dark elf warrior. Just then, Hyun-woo closed his eyes and breathed out. This first battle isn't too bad, but I shouldn't get too excited. Just steady my breathing. Seeing this, Anne cried out in alarm. She yelled frantically, "Hyun-woo, the dark elf is attacking." He charged with a dagger, shouting aggressively, "Your mistake was closing your eyes in my presence." Human? Hyun-woo easily sidestepped and retorted, "A mistake? I don't think so." And witnessed this scene and couldn't help but shout in shock. A level 1 character blocked an attack from a dark elf warrior. At that moment, his sword was still smoking from the impact. Hyun-woo let out a breath of relief. It's been a while. It's been a long time since I had to fight opponents above my level. Thankfully, I've still got it. The reason I reached number 1 as Meligod was because no one could match me when it comes to controlling distance. A whole squad of dark elf warriors was annihilated helplessly, crying out human as they fell. Inside, they kept telling themselves, "We must be faster, stronger." Looking at him, they grew furious. But this damned human, his attacks became more and more deadly. Back in the real world, Yang-chan sighed helplessly. So that's what happened. What are friends for? Things are only going to get harder from here. So just come and stay with me. At that moment, kindness, despair, and a thirst for revenge all swirled within him. He had just delivered a finishing blow to a dark elf warrior, and as he swung his sword, he declared that he would repay them for everything, and to do that, to I will return to my golden age at a speed no one could ever imagine. In the game manager's office, after observing all of this, she suddenly stood up. Flustered and sweating, she muttered to herself, a newly created level 1 character just defeated a level 10 Dark Elf Warrior. That's truly unbelievable. In the end, I guess a legend is still a legend, huh? Melagoan, standing behind him, shouted in celebration. The test will conclude here. And so Hyunu began the game. Del was the first to greet him. Oh, are you a visitor to this place? I am Del, the chief of Aslan village. He handed Hyunu a chest, suddenly introducing himself. A pleasure to meet you, Kang Hyunu. This is your test reward. The item inside is the ring that contains the spirit of the Titan. It can help a player comprehend the willpower of the legendary Titan and increase certain stats. Hyunu was overjoyed as he put it on, cheering. A rare item that surpasses 10 combat levels. This was totally worth the effort. A truly great start. Just then, Yang-chan sent him a message asking, Hey, did you finish the test? Hyunu exclaimed in surprise, Huh, Yang-chan. He then continued texting, I'll get a ride and pick you up. Head to the East Gate. I'll even be your chauffeur. Aslan stood behind him, waving and smiling. Goodbye. Come visit again. Hyunu hesitated and declined. I need to craft this one item first. Let's do it next time. He asked with a bit of curiosity. An item. At that, Hyunu confidently asserted, Just wait, I'll show you. Hearing that Yang-chan felt a little more at ease, he just started the game and he's already got everything planned out. Right after that, Hyunu messaged again. Can I borrow 50 gold? I completely forgot. I don't have a single coin. He repeated confused 50 gold. Back in the day, there was an item that all veteran players used, the experience potion, a common item. It could increase experience gain by 20% for 4 hours. An experience potion for the dirt cheap price of 3,000 gold was an incredible value, but the supplier suddenly vanished. And that potion faded into obscurity, or at least that's what people thought, because I am the supplier. Hyunu smiled with immense pride. I'm the only one who still knows the recipe for the experience potion. If I put it up for auction, I could raise the price to the sky. But right after that, he looked at his item list and felt a bit let down. But the ingredients just won't drop. This isn't helping. Guess I have to go to the dungeon to find them, huh? What happened next annoyed Hyunu even more. Someone blocked his path, telling him, You can't enter. Hyunu rested a sword on his shoulder, arrogantly placing a sign. It read, Territory of the Black Tower Guild. And he declared, This dungeon belongs to the Black Tower Guild, and it's no place for some ignorant newbie to wander around. Standing before him, Hyunu gritted his teeth and thought, This dungeon is the only place I can get the final ingredient. Who the hell is this guy? Then he slowly spoke up, advising, while I'm still being nice. You should step aside. But the guy didn't get the hint and growled, Hey newbie, I'll let it slide this time. So shut up and leave now. Hyunu, losing his patience, pushed Hyunu aside and yelled, Get out of the way, I'm in a hurry. Right after that, the guy swung his sword at him. Hyunu spoke condescendingly, repeating himself, Hey newbie, didn't you hear what I said? Get lost. Hyunu was trembling with rage. He slowly turned his head back and muttered, Newbie. He grabbed the man's blade and began to speak. My life depends on this game. I don't want to waste a single second. Hyunu's eyes filled with killing intent as he turned back to challenge him. Do you dare to have a character deletion match with a newbie like me? You're not just some chicken who only knows how to crow, are you? To be clear, in a character deletion match, whoever loses has their character permanently deleted. But since no player could accept that risk, it no longer existed. Hearing this, Hyunu grew even angrier, hissing through clenched teeth. I fucking accept. You'll be resetting your character soon enough, newbie. All bark and no bite, Hyunu thought to himself. But from now on, the character deletion match will be reborn. The system announced player Kang Hyunu has proposed a duel. The rule is, Anya winner takes all, and the loser's character is deleted. Accept or decline. Immediately, Hyunu responded. The system registered player Park Hyunu has accepted the duel. The match will begin shortly. He shouted a reminder. There's no turning back now. The numbers began to count down. 5, 4. Hyunu raised his hand to summon his sword, declaring, I'll finish you in 5 minutes. Go ahead and say goodbye to your character now. This infuriated Hyunu, who screamed, 3. What? Shut the hell up, you son of a bitch. The system continued its countdown. 3, 2. Hyunu continued his taunt. Don't panic. Because you'll never get a second chance to fight me. Consider this a lesson. And then the final count echoed. 1. The system announced match start. Jun-woo fell silent, glaring at him and retorting, We'll see how long you can keep that big mouth of yours running. Immediately after Hyunu lunged straight at him, Jun-woo looked dismissive. Is that all? He said smugly, with a newbie's agility stat. You think you can catch me, Dream On, Aj? Hyunu leaned in and managed to block his opponent's sword. He blocked it. Jun-woo was shocked. No way, model. My level's definitely higher than his, though. He has a unique item. Stunned, he thought to himself, now that I think about it, for a rookie, he's way too calm. Could it be? Jun-woo uttered inwardly, Murderous rampage. Hyun-woo was calm. He thought to himself, too predictable. Getting scared already, huh? He nimbly dodged and counterattacked. This guy has too many openings. Hyun-woo shot a cold glare, his crimson eyes fixed on his opponent. His opponent, terrified, yelled, "This damn coward!" An idea formed in his mind. You can't negate the feeling of pain, Hyun-Yu thought confidently. That makes it easier for me. The system displayed a notification, Titan's strength has been activated. Strength stat will increase for a limited time. He launched a powerful counterattack, sending Jun-Yu flying back. He roared, his face contorted with rage. Damn it! To think I'm being overpowered by some noob. His eyes trembled, revealing an unconcealable fear. Jun-Yu despaired internally. Who the hell is this bastard? Hyun-Yu decisively swung his arm forward, his voice cold. Letting your guard down during combat. That's not a good idea, you know. In that case, I'll just finish you off quickly. He resolved internally. I have to block this next attack. Jun-Yu's eyes widened, his expression horrified as he broke into a sweat. Huh, my body. Hyun-Yu swung his sword, slashing across his opponent's body. He stood with a solemn expression, his tone calm. If you don't feel pain, how can you know the condition of your own body? A notification flashed brightly. Victory, you have won the solo match. You will receive the reward based on the winner-takes-all agreement. Hyun-Yu raised his hand to the sky, feeling completely at ease. He had a lot of items. Hit the jackpot. Now to get that final material. After the battle, Hyun-Yu went to Aslan's workshop in the crafting chamber area. Crafting in progress. The tool crafts the item on behalf of the player, however, it cannot compensate for your skill. Crafting complete. He spoke with a tone of regret. The sad part is I can only use this once a month, but luckily I still remember the exact recipe. He shouted joyfully, Growth Elixir complete. The system provided details about the item, Rapid Growth Elixir, an ancient elixir crafted using an old recipe. Unique grade. Effect, increases XP by 20% for 4 hours. Hyun-Yu held the elixir vial, his voice filled with excitement. Now then, shall we go make some money? And so, on that day, on the arena's exclusive trading floor, a forgotten item appeared. A man exclaimed in shock, what an XP potion is up for auction. Everyone was focused on the auction. With only a single potion up for sale, everyone and their mother joined the bidding to win it. Its value skyrocketed. As a result, the price of the elixir increased exponentially. Last month, the highest price for an elixir was only 3,000 gold, but now it has reached 5,000 gold. Hyun-Yu crossed his arms, his voice pensive. 5,000 gold. After paying for Dad's hospital bills and covering living expenses, I'll have about 2,000 gold left. 1 gold is equivalent to $1. So playing this game is definitely 1,000 times more stable than a part-time job. He calculated in his head, if I want to become a streamer or a pro player, I need to level up and increase my combat power. First, I have to level up and get some good gear. Hyun-Yu thought carefully. To avoid wasting the remaining gold, I'll buy the most practical gear instead of flashy stuff. A string of information about the stats of each piece of equipment was displayed. Miscellaneous wind spirit leather jacket, low-grade pants, rat leather pants, red chain, loy bean longsword. Deo spoke up, his voice full of surprise. You've changed a lot since last time. He asked, did you join the Church of God or something? Hyun-Yu replied simply, no, of course not. A girl passing by exclaimed, look at that guy. She said sarcastically, does he look like anything other than a walking traffic light? Hyun-Yu was inwardly annoyed. These idiots. Practicality is way more important than looks, you know. Deo spoke a bit hesitantly. Your face is turning the same color as your pants. Are you okay? He tried to stay calm and replied bluntly, just give me the quest. A pack of vicious wolves bared their sharp teeth, their eyes glowing red. They growled menacingly. He stood among them in a defensive stance, his sword resting on his shoulder, his eyes focused on the pack. Hyun-Yu leapt into the air, unleashing a powerful slash. He could feel the change. The stats have gone up quite a bit. My body feels so much lighter. Hyun-Yu assessed internally, you really do get what you pay for. He spoke with satisfaction. It might be a fashion disaster, but it's extremely effective. A system notification appeared below. Quest complete. Defeat Forest Wolves, 15 out of 15. Forest Wolf Fangs, 15 out of 15. Return to Deo to turn in the items and receive your reward. He motivated himself. Come on, Kang Hyun-Yu. Your life depends on this game now. This isn't just for fun anymore. Time is money. Next up is the Goblin Dungeon. Today's goal is to reach level 10. Outside the dungeon, there were many players, gathered with diverse outfits and weapons. Hyun-Yu silently noted, just as I expected, there are a lot of people at the Goblin Dungeon. A burly soldier in black armor approached him. Hello, we're currently recruiting a main attacker. Hyun-Yu introduced himself. I'm a main attacker. Can I join? The man smiled and replied, of course. Suddenly he hesitated. Wait a minute. He then rejected him. It looks like you don't have any poison resistance gear. Sorry. Go find a newbie party. As you can see, our party is pretty strong. Hyun-Yu reacted sharply. A newbie party. He turned his back to leave his voice arrogant. Who do you think I am? Even without poison resistance gear, if a goblin spits poison, I can still dodge it, you know? Suddenly a voice came from behind. So you have experience conquering the Goblin Dungeon, right? A girl named Semi timidly began. This is our first time attempting the Goblin Dungeon. So we're looking for someone with experience. If you're available, would you please join our party? She looked up at him, her eyes full of hope. Would you? Hyun-Yu accepted confidently. Of course I will. I'll carry the team. Everything will be fine. Somi's voice rang out announcing to her teammates, Hey, I found our last member. Hyunwoo glanced over each person with a cold expression. They still maintained a wary attitude, not trusting him at all. Somi smiled brightly. Why don't we introduce ourselves? I'm Choi Somi. Level 20 cleric. He introduced himself. I'm Hyunwoo, level 20 warrior. Hyunwoo smiled, thinking to himself. The best feature of Arena's system is how it protects the character's information. The three members of Somi's party introduced themselves in turn. He went first, Choi Jingu, level 20 warrior. Then Him Park Jeonmin, level 22 archer. She spoke last, I'm Dia, level 23 mage. Jingu looked at him and asked suspiciously, but you don't have any poison resistance gear. So will you be okay? Hyunwoo answered firmly. I'm confident in my skills. Somi cut into their conversation. Oppa, why are you being so rude to a new member? You don't trust me, Jingu replied nonchalantly. Well, no, I don't. I don't want to die because you were careless, she snapped. Just go die then. He immediately softened his tone. We'll be able to see his skills soon enough. Let's just go in, shall we? Inside the cave were two goblins with grey skin, glowing red eyes, and sharp teeth. They were bared fearsomely. They stood waiting, and as soon as the group appeared, they immediately rushed into attack. Jingu shouted a warning to his teammates. Get ready. This is our first time conquering this dungeon. A goblin blew hard through a long pipe, sending a poison-tipped dart flying out. Jingu yelled, his voice urgent. Support Dia's voice was decisive. Right here, Jeonmin drew his bow and shouted. Twin-shot Dia was no less impressive launching her attack. Magic Arrow Hyunwoo quietly observed, even though they act all worried. This team has pretty good synergy. He was a little confused. So why did they still go out of their way to recruit me? Oh, well, whatever. As long as I can level up, who gives a damn? They were defeated lying motionless on the ground. Their bodies faded into blue cubes. Jingu let out a sigh of relief, his face drenched in sweat. We've been in here for an hour, right? Dia looked at him with admiration. Hyunwoo, I have to admit, you're pretty good. Jeonmin nodded in agreement. Yeah. Your sword moves so fast. Are you using some kind of amazing gear? Hyunwoo stated firmly. I told you it's my skill. Somi collapsed tiredly. Oppa, let's rest for a bit, okay? Jingu continued. All right, let's rest and recover for a bit, everyone. We have to face the hobgoblins next. Hyunwoo asked, puzzled hobgoblins. Has no one here ever killed a boss? Jingu answered thoughtfully, only me. He stood to one side, thinking quietly. Well, for a level 20 party like this, a hobgoblin would be pretty tough. It's been a while since I've fought one. Jingu carefully instructed each member. Somi, pay close attention to the timing for your buffs. Ration them carefully so you don't waste mana. His voice was strict. Jeonmin, you too. If you hit a teammate with an arrow, I'll kill you myself. He defensively clarified, I won't make a mistake like that again. Hyunwoo was skeptical about his teammate's abilities, so if I'm not careful, I'll take an arrow to the back, target confirmed. Jeonmin's hand touched the floor, feeling every small vibration. He announced it's here. Jeonmin confirmed the target, the hobgoblin's nest. Jingu began assigning roles. Support, take care of the minions, okay? While that's happening, Hyunwoo and I will stall for time. Somi, don't forget the buffs. She replied, mission confirmed. Understood. Jingu gripped the sharp mace in his hand. Then, brimming with determination, he said, it's time to take down the final boss. The system displayed a notification. You have received the cleric's blessing. Your strength and agility stats have been increased. The hobgoblin let out a piercing scream. It ordered its minions to attack. Hyunwoo and Jingu coordinated seamlessly, covering each other during each wave of attacks. While fighting them off, he suddenly heard a mumbling, a whisper in his ear. The goblin whelp was chanting a magic spell. Its hand glowed purple. A stream of dark energy was gathering. He shouted a warning to Jingu dodge. He raised his shield to block. His body was pushed back as he tried to withstand the force of the attack. Somi screamed and Warrior Jeonmin cried out. Hyunwoo felt a deep sense of unease. A mutated hobgoblin that can use magic has been revived. Ugh. He was extremely tense now. If it fires another dark orb, this won't be good at all. I have to kill it before it can attack again. Hyunwoo requested backup from his teammates. Support, cover me. He urged them on. What are you two doing? Hurry up and provide cover? They both stammered. Yeah. Hyunwoo silently cursed to himself. Why are they just standing there watching? What happened to all that synergy from before? The hobgoblin opened its mouth wide and continued to chant the evil spell. His eyes widened in horror. It's casting a dark orb. Sensing danger from behind, he glanced back. An arrow just barely scraped past the blade of his sword. It sank deep into the creature's right eye, causing it to roar in pain. Hyunwoo was furious inside, freezing up at a critical moment. Jeonmin quickly apologized. He felt enraged. Was he trying to kill me? Or what Hyunwoo steeled his resolve? But the priority is taking this thing down first. Besides, he said confidently to himself, a mere hobgoblin can't take me down. Hyunwoo yelled, asking for help, support. He continued to urge them on with a stern voice. What are you doing? Attack already. Startled, the two obeyed. So, yes, sir. They quickly struck, piercing the hobgoblin's chest and leaving a scorched hole. System notification, final boss defeated. You have just slain the dungeon's final boss. Jia shouted with joy. See, I took down the hobgoblin. Jeonmin immediately retorted. No, it wasn't us. It was just Hyunwoo. Sumi smiled and said admiringly, Oppa, you're so cool. All he could do was feel helpless. These damn kids. Jeonmin approached him a little embarrassed after his earlier mistake. That was just a small mistake earlier, right? One of the party members asked. So what about these items? Another person spoke up. Doesn't Hyunwoo deserve to get everything? The items appeared before them. 1 random pet egg, 5 silver, and 28 copper. And 1 black orb grimoire. Hyunwoo watched everyone suspiciously. They seem friendly on the surface, but I've had it. What if they're planning to jump me? Sumi asked nervously, Hyunwoo? He silently made a decision. I'll just take one thing and get out of here. Hyunwoo made his choice. I just need this egg. There's no point in taking the grimoire anyway. Sumi tilted her head and asked, Really? He waved goodbye to everyone. Well, I still have things to do, so I'll be going now. Cheonmin called out excitedly, Let's go hunting together again next time. Sumi called after him, Can I have your Facebook? Hyunwoo laughed loudly. Maybe next time. He turned and left the dungeon. Seriously, who knows which one of them will stab me in the back? I can't let my guard down. Hyunwoo walked quietly through the sparsely populated street. He looked at his status screen with satisfaction. Anyway, I finally reached level 10. He exclaimed with satisfaction. Finally! Hyunwoo looked up at the tall tower before him. I can advance my class. A panoramic view of a class tower, also known as a class advancement tower. Hyunwoo explained it bit by bit. Each floor corresponds to a class tier that players can advance into. It's similar to a department store. For players who have reached level 10, this tower is extremely important. The thing he held in his hand was the random pet egg. Inside this egg is a pet species. It could be a colossal dragon, but it could also be just a puppy. How to use, after infusing it with magic, the egg will hatch within 1 hour, he muttered thoughtfully. It'll take an hour for this egg to hatch. Hyunwoo made a decision. All right then, I'll get a new class in the meantime. Khan crossed his arms and asked, So you want to become a warrior? Hyunwoo stated frankly. That's right, I'm here for that purpose. He thought to himself, it's only when you reach the second class advancement that your class truly becomes important. The man laughed heartily with a satisfied tone. Smart move, kid. I like that. Khan spoke seriously. Unlike those clueless fools messing around on the lower floors, I will directly determine whether you are qualified to become a warrior or not. Through a duel. Hyunwoo was thrilled inside. Sweet. The man picked up a sword and gestured, Shall we begin? You can attack first. He maintained a calm demeanor. Let's go. Hyunwoo took the sword and smirked. All right, I won't hold back. He took the initiative and charged forward to attack. Khan easily parried the powerful blow. He thought in amazement, what a powerful sword strike. The way he uses a sword is extremely proficient. Khan was impressed by his ability. He's completely different from the other adventurers. He's more than qualified to become a warrior. The two swords clashed. A loud, fierce clang echoed as energy radiated around them. The two looked straight into each other's eyes, their killing intent flaring intensely as Khan's sword. He thought warily, but no matter what, you're still just an adventurer without an official class. He suddenly unleashed a critical strike. Khan raised his sword with both hands, preparing to deliver the final blow. You lack the skills, so defeating me is impossible. Hyunwoo slammed his hand on the stone floor. He lifted one leg high, aiming for the hand Khan was using to hold the sword. Hyunwoo used his speed, but to execute a lightning-fast counterattack, giving his opponent no time to react. He stared at Hyunwoo with stunned eyes. He blocked my sword strike with a kick. He smiled and said, well, just trying something out, but it was pretty effective. Khan was stunned, thinking he even had the leisure to think of a counter while dodging. He doesn't follow traditional swordsmanship, but is extremely fluid. He wondered with suspicion, is this what they call a natural-born talent? Khan announced, Stop! That's enough. You more than meet the standard to become a warrior. Hyunwoo felt a little let down. I was just getting warmed up. He announced with respect, Your skills are on another level. I can't acknowledge you. You have officially become a warrior. The system continued to update, successfully advanced to the warrior class. Attack and stamina stats have increased by 10. Received the title, acknowledged by Khan. Received a new skill. Khan looked pleased. Not bad, you even got a title. Worth the effort, huh? As he spoke, he tossed an object to him. If it's you can definitely do it. Take this. The system announced again, new quest received. Khan gave instructions. Once you're confident in your own strength, go find the owner of that coin. The quest was displayed, Meet the Knight of Kion. You have been recommended by the class manager, Khan. If you are confident in your strength, go find the Knight of Kione. LeBron. Rank E. Objective, Meet the Knight of Kione. Reward LeBron's skill. In his mind, he suddenly remembered LeBron, the leader of a legion in Arena, and also the most powerful knight in the Empire. Hyunwoo was thrilled. The reward was the skill of the Empire's strongest knight. Tom Khan still wondered if recommending this guy was the right call. He spoke urgently. Time is money, so I'm out of here. See ya. Hyunwoo left feeling refreshed. This is insane. I actually got the quest. Did I meet some kind of special condition? He was really looking forward to it, but since it's an E-rank quest, I won't be able to do it until I'm level 50. A system notification reminded Hyunwoo pet egg is about to hatch. Time remaining 1 minute and 5 seconds. He jumped, suddenly remembering. Oh, right, the egg. Hyunwoo smiled brightly and said excitedly, I got so lucky yesterday. Who knows, maybe it'll be a unique pet. He watched with curiosity, even though the drop rate for a great dragon was ridiculously low. The display showed the egg beginning to hatch. Hyunwoo shouted with hope, Here it is, it's a dragon. Tangi appeared and spoke up. Nope, you're dead wrong. The answer was a cute bear. Seeing that he said nothing, Tangi spoke. It seems you're speechless before my stunning beauty. Hyunwoo leaned over in surprise. A talking pet, the bear replied nonchalantly. You didn't know. His mind raced with ambition. A talking pet? I've only heard rumors about them, I've never actually seen one. Does that mean my pet is unique grade? If not, it's still extremely rare. I wonder if I could make it perform in a circus to earn money. Either way, I'm going to make a fortune off this. Tangi sat on his shoulder and commanded, From this moment forward, I, the Great One, permit you to serve me. Let's be off. Human, it raised its voice, urging him on. Hey, human, what are you doing? Get a move on. Hyunwoo said annoyed, I don't know what's going on, but I know one thing for sure. Hyunwoo couldn't hold it in any longer. You insolent little pet that came out of an egg, Tangi exclaimed in surprise. Huh? Angrily, he slammed the bear onto the ground. You need to be taught some manners. Some time passed and Tangi cried out indignantly, How dare you abuse the successor to Abusing Island? Still, I suppose that makes you qualified to be my crappy master. Hyunwoo snapped at the bear. I can tell you're a lost cause just by looking at you. Shut your mouth, you insolent pet. Tangi held its head and sighed sadly. Looks like I'm stuck with a brutish master. Hyunwoo quietly noted, Its stats aren't half bad though. The screen displayed the pet status window level 5. Stuffed bear. Title successor to Abusing Island. He looked at the screen and declared, I'll call you Tanji. Hyunwoo explained to himself, It's short for Gom Tanji. The bear cheered excitedly. Tanji, that's a great name. I like it, crappy master. Now let's burn down a wooden house and have a feast. Hyunwoo said calmly, Oh, sorry, I'm about to log out. Tangi whined, Hey, I was only born a few minutes ago, you jerk. It sulked and grumbled. My rotten master is so cruel. Hyunwoo took off his headset and logged out of the game. He sighed. I've been in here all day. Yang-chan walked in the door and asked, All done? Did you get anything good today? He answered, pleased, It went all right. I got a class and a pet. An insolent one. His friend looked surprised for a moment. You got a class already? Well then, we should get ready for your debut, shouldn't we? Hyunwoo answered blankly. Huh? He explained patiently, What do you mean, huh? Your debut as a streamer, of course. Hyunwoo stared wide-eyed at Yang-chan. A streamer? Hyunwoo sat and pondered. A streamer, huh? I hear that job pays pretty well these days, Yang-chan reminded him. But there's something you need to do first. He asked curiously. And what's that? His friend smiled and stated his request. Record every one of your play sessions. I'll use those clips for promotion. We'll post them on War Arena. Hyunwoo gave a forced smile, looking a little flustered. War Arena. That's easier said than done. Yang-chan said confidently. What are you worried about? I'll be your manager. He added in a firm voice. If people find out the former #1 player has started streaming, they'll definitely flock to watch. Hyunwoo chuckled and asked, Why do you seem more excited about this than I am? His friend lightly punched his own chest with pride. How could I not be? This is Meligoose's debut we're talking about. There's no way I wouldn't be hyped for this. Hyunwoo reluctantly agreed. All right, I won't let you down. The scene changed to a mountain forest with towering trees. Light pierced through the canopy, creating shimmering ethereal sunbeams. In the western region's dark mountain forest, 3 dark elf warriors appeared. They had pale purple skin, sharp, pointed ears, and ferocious expressions, their glowing eyes ready for an attack. Hyunwoo, clad in his battle gear, smiled confidently. Tangi, this is our first hunt. I'm counting on you. The bear replied with a resolute expression. Of course, you blockhead master. He swung his sword with an enthusiastic look on his face. Time to power level like crazy today. Tangi jumped up and cheered enthusiastically. Go blockhead master, I'll cheer you on. Hyunwoo yelled back, Cheer, cheer, my ass. A skill information window appeared. Soul of the bear, rank rare, proficiency F. Tangi raised a paw, its face full of pride. Go forth and annihilate the enemy. Another skill appeared with the words Blessing of the Ancient Forest. Rank rare, proficiency F. Hyunwoo's jaw dropped in astonishment. Huh, you're a support pet, not a tank. An elf lunged forward yelling aggressively. Human, how dare you let your guard down in front of us? He dodged nimbly and shot back. Let my guard down. Yeah, and I like it that way. Got a problem. Hyunwoo was secretly overjoyed. Tangi, that rotten pet of mine. I should have checked its skills more carefully yesterday. I can't believe it can boost my physical attack and defense and even cast continuous healing buffs. It's more useful than other support players at my level. Or even higher. His enthusiasm grew. I'm really starting to like this pet. Jen peeked out from behind a tree, a sinister smile on his face and a look of keen interest in his eyes. He asked his teammates, how about we make him our target for today? Jen rambled on. Wine spirit armor and red chain assets. That guy is definitely loaded. So what if he's a newbie? As Carr voiced his agreement with today's script, Crawford smiled warmly and replied, You guys are really good actors. So the plan is to gank him the moment we get a chance. Baxin asked worriedly, What if this is just his alt character? She hesitated then continued, I mean, he seems like a skilled fighter. Jen crossed his arms and smiled with contempt. Who cares if it's an alt or not? All these guys wandering around this forest are only around level 20. There's no way he could beat a party with an average level of 40 like us, he continued smugly. If we all jump him, he doesn't stand a chance. Kay nodded in agreement. Yeah, you're right. It's not like this is our first rodeo. Crawford reassured her, you're worrying over nothing. Baxton stammered an apology. Jen smirked and signaled his teammates. So he's today's target. It's settled. Let's go get all his gear, shall we? Hyunwoo lightly raised a hand to his forehead. Wiping away the sweat after a tense battle with 3 dark elf warriors, he was a bit disappointed, sighing. I even recorded that. Yeah, but it looks like hunting dark elves just isn't that exciting. Tangi spoke up cheerfully. Blockhead Master, you're pretty good. Hyunwoo grabbed Tangi and yelled, I don't feed your disrespectful ass just so you can hide and cheer me on. And it's not Blockhead Master, it's just Master. It whined back with a pout. But I buffed you, didn't I? Blockhead Master. He snapped back in frustration. So just sitting there casting buffs is enough to end a fight, is it? Your physical stats might not be high, but you could at least pop your head out and distract the enemy. Jen and his teammates stepped out. Hey there, he called out. Hunting by yourself? If so, you want to join our party? Hyunwoo looked at the group of strangers in surprise. A party, he thought to himself. What a coincidence. The man stepped closer and said in a friendly tone, It's a real stroke of luck meeting another player in the Black Mountain Forest. He mentally sized them up. 2 warriors, an archer, and a priest. That's a pretty solid party setup. Why would they want to recruit me? It's not like I'm a mage. Hyunwoo's guard went up as he reasoned. Besides, even though the gear they're all wearing is around level 20, that sword over there requires level 40 or higher to equip. They're hiding their levels and approaching me, which means they're PKers. A thought suddenly struck him. Wait a sec. If they're really PKers, does that mean I just hit the jackpot? Hey everyone, you'll really let me join, thank you, Jen said cheerfully. So you're in, he thought smugly to himself. Hooked another noob. He introduced his party members. I'm Jen DPS. This is Ka and Crawford, our vanguard. And the priestess over there is Baxin. Hyunwoo gave a fake name. I'm Yang Chan. I'll be in your care. He gave a knowing smile. It feels lame giving these guys my real name. Tangi popped its head over his shoulder and shouted, And I'm Tangi! The forest was silent. Sunlight streamed through the canopy, the peaceful atmosphere, a prelude to the coming battle. Hya! Hyunwoo shouted, landing a critical strike on 2 ferocious-looking dark elf warriors. They yelled out a warning. Enemies Ka stood protectively in front of Yang Chan, his great sword at the ready. From behind him, Hyunwoo suddenly rushed forward with a charge attack. After his attack, he immediately used CA as a human shield. The elf grimaced and roared in anger. This cowardly human. Hiding behind Ka, Hyunwoo thought with a sly grin, wow, these guys are strong. It's like having bodyguards for free. At this rate, my level and experience are going to skyrocket. This party is awesome. An hour passed. What the hell is wrong with him? Ka shouted in frustration. He just attacks and then hides behind me. How is this not just him using us? He said resentfully. And every time I accidentally swing at him, he somehow manages to dodge. It's driving me crazy. Jen quickly tried to calm him down. Relax. We're not just here to hunt monsters. Remember. Kie looked around and asked impatiently, then how much longer do we have to wait? Crawford answered calmly, well, it's good that he's playing his part, but dragging this out isn't a good idea, Jen stated confidently. Don't worry, I was planning on dropping the curtain soon anyway. He laid out the plan. While we're fighting the elf chieftain, we'll just kill him and pretend it was an accident. We'll just say it got messy in the chaos of the fight. Nice plan, Jen, nice plan, Crawford agreed with a nod. After Tangi reported what it had overheard, Hyunwoo feigned surprise. So they said they're going to gank me during the boss fight. He confirmed, that's right, Blockhead Master. He mused aloud. Well, that settles it. They're definitely peekers. Hyunwoo's voice turned cold. Thanks to them, I've already gained a good number of levels. I'd say I've met my quota. Right, in that case, I'll just have to backstab them before they get the chance to gank me. He continued looking thrilled. The title, Peekers Get What's Coming to Them, has a nice ring to it, don't you think? The Yang Chan channel fans would love it? Hyunwoo's resolve hardened. I'll repay you for daring to backstab me. 1,000, no 10,000 times over. Tangi trembled and squeaked. Blockhead Master, you're so vicious. Jen and his teammates walked over. He said sincerely, Yang Chan, sorry to keep you waiting. With his hands on his hips, Hyunwoo calmly replied, no problem. Jen then made a friendly offer. We're about to go hunt a boss. You want to come with? Surprised, he asked, a boss hunt? Hyunwoo's voice seemed timid. Will I be of any help? I might just get in everyone's way. Jen replied cheerfully. Get in the way. No way, your attack power is really strong. He felt a sense of unease. Are you fucking kidding me? You're thinking of just bailing on us now. He lowered his voice, inviting him. Without you, we wouldn't have been able to get this far. So please join us for the boss hunt. Hyunwoo pretended to fall for it. Well, if you all insist, how can I refuse? He suggested excitedly. Then let's keep the same formation as before. Okay, Jen went along with him. Of course. Hyunwoo grinned widely. I'll show you guys what it means to carry a team. Kishiya was irritated. That arrogant bastard. Just you wait, I'll make sure you're dead and buried. They all charged into battle. The elf chieftain, his face furious and eyes glowing purple, unleashed a powerful slash with his greatsword, aiming for Kier and Crawford. He swung his leg, delivering an incredibly fast kick. Crawford took a direct hit from the Dark Elf chieftain's kick, the force of the attack so strong that his entire body was knocked back. He spoke mockingly. "Is that all it takes to break you, human warrior?" The Dark Elf chieftain continued coldly. "If you came to the Blackwood Forest to test yourself, then bravery is the minimum requirement for a warrior. It seems you are not truly ready." See, I was tense. "I know it's because I'm using low-level gear, but still." "He's level 40, but this chieftain is still this tough," Crawford wondered. When is he going to give the signal? Jen speculated, this guy is definitely trying to level his skills even during a boss hunt. He proceeded with the plan, "I'll fire a heart-piercing arrow, and at the same time, Bashin will buff everyone. Then we'll switch all attacks to him." Crawford replied, "Got it." CA asked, "Do we really have to finish him off so quickly?" He gave a gruesome laugh and stuck out his tongue saying, "Let me toy with that arrogant dog for a while." After he was paralyzed, Jen commented, "Ka, you're a real creep." Yanyu spoke with a satisfied tone. "Sweet, the cooldown is over." From behind, Jen quietly signaled his teammates. "Let's begin." Bashin acknowledged the order. TA declared grandly, "Blessing." He rejoiced. Internally, it's finally starting. Gen drew his bow to shoot, not realizing Tanghi was clinging to his leg. The creature climbed up and got right in his face. Tanghi suddenly let out a shout, startling Gen. His hands trembled slightly, causing the arrow to be released uncontrollably. Kes seized the opportunity to ambush him. He's let his guard down. How should I torture him to make it satisfying? Unfortunately, the arrow Gen fired flew and embedded itself in him, not Hyunyu. "Ka!" Crawford cried out in alarm. Gen scratched his head sheepishly. "Sorry, this damn bright yellow bear distracted me." Hyunyu spoke displeased. "It's not a bright yellow bear, it's Tanghi." He appeared apologetic. "My apologies, Tanghi can be a bit mischievous." Xia whispered in pain. "I'll fucking kill you, you pig," Crawford asked worriedly. "What's wrong?" Jen shouted a warning. "Crawford, behind you." The Dark Elf chieftain sneered and said coldly, "Letting your guard down isn't a privilege for weaklings." Hyunyu shouted an order. "Let Crawford go." He desperately cried for help. "Young Chan, why?" The chieftain still didn't understand what was happening, his face a mask of confusion. Hyunyu wasn't attacking him at all. Instead, the tip of his sword was pointed straight at Crawford. He asked in shock, "Why me?" Hyunyu coldly declared, "Supreme art backstab." Jen screamed in horror. "What are you doing?" Hyunyu replied mockingly. "What do you guys mean?" "The hunter must always be prepared to become the hunted." He tried to deny it. "We didn't." Tanghi, standing beside him, acted out their plan. While fighting, the elf chieftain just killed him and pretended it was an accident. Just a mix-up in the chaos. Jen was horrified, stammering, "How did you know?" He gritted his teeth and aimed at Hyunyu. "Damn you." Hyunyu spoke with contempt. "Burst arrow. Just a straight shot. Too predictable." The Dark Elf chieftain observed Hyunyu from a distance. TA struggled to get up, cursing, "Son of a bitch. If I could get up, you'd be dead already, you dog." The chieftain watched him unleash a finishing blow. A loser shouldn't run his mouth. Hyunyu focused on his counterattack, leaning in to execute a slash. A decisive strike against both opponents at once. The chieftain made his assessment, "That human is quite interesting." After a while, he had completely defeated the entire group. Hyunyu spoke contemptuously. "Let's see if the recording turned out okay. These guys just have a higher level than me, that's all. Pathetically weak. If the opponents are too weak, the viewers won't find it very interesting." He gave a slight smile, commenting to himself, but I guess that performance was good enough. "This video will be pretty entertaining. Well, the act is over now. It would be great to have a worthy opponent to show off my skills." The Dark Elf chieftain who had been waiting called out, "Are you finished, human?" He seems to enjoy it. It's only fun if you're fighting a strong opponent. Yanyu's voice was provocative. I guess the video's subtitle will be Level 20 Player Massacres the Dark Elf Chieftain, huh? Bloodthirsty, both sides charged right at each other without mercy. Back in the real world, Yang Chan turned his head and asked the lucky bastard, "How did you manage to deal with that whole crowd?" Hyunyu shared frankly, "With the PK Air's gear plus today's boss reward, I totally hit the jackpot." He added, and Yang Chan said excitedly, "Because of the PK penalty, they dropped a ton of gear. Looks like this video is going to be a huge hit. Once we find a pro editor, we can start the plan." Hyunyu understood. You mean streaming?" He answered curtly. "Something like that." Jongin spoke up. "Huh. It's about me, so how come I don't know the address?" Yang Chan calmly replied, "When the time comes, you'll find out." A newly printed paper sat in the tray. The words on it read, "Project Make Kang Hyun US Star. Progress 1%. Yang Chan shook his head and sighed. "There are no decent editors." He looked through each candidate's resume. "This one's skills aren't good enough, and this one is unreachable. Maybe I should just raise the salary a bit." Yang Chan nodded to himself. "Hyunyu's footage is great. All that's left is to find a pro editor." He exclaimed joyfully, "This is the one I found an editor." Candidate information, Eli's movie. Specialty Arena video editing. Achievements, this month's most trending video on Arena War. Arena Creator of the Year. Yang Chan quickly clicked. The salary demand is a bit steep, but this person is a perfect fit. The silhouette of a girl with a ponytail appeared. Ellis, a famous faceless video editor among arena content creators. This person meticulously works on every single frame and adds sound with extreme care. Their color grading method is incredibly captivating to viewers. That's why the Arena content creator community gave Elise a nickname, the Master of Video Editing. That's what they call Elise. Meanwhile, Elise was staring at a screen, was muttering and cursing, "This is fucking garbage. This one too. How can you be so bad at PK? You're only strong because you're a pay-to-win player." "Useless bastard." She clicked her tongue in disgust. "You play like crap, and you want me to edit your video? Delete, delete, delete." Elise suddenly paused when scrolling past the name. She muttered bewildered, "Yang-chan, the one Michael recommended to me." Curious Elise opened the attached video file. Her eyes widened as she stared at the screen, sweat beading on her temples. Her mouth stammered, "This is..." Elise realized who he was, the one who uploaded Meligoat's video. This PK hunting story is perfect. Not to mention the fight with the elf chieftain was absolutely incredible. She couldn't hide her extreme excitement. "I'm dying to edit this video. The sought-after editor Ellis Movies." Ellis declared, "From now on, you are officially my idol. I will lead you to all the glory Arena has to offer." Hyunyu jumped, breaking out in a cold sweat as a chill ran down his spine. Tange spoke up, "What's wrong, you blockhead master?" He looked around cautiously. "I suddenly got the chills all over. Could there be an enemy hiding around here?" Hyunyu clicked his tongue and let it go. "Ah, screw it." Tange perched on his shoulder, asked curiously, "What's that, blockhead master?" He calmly explained, "Because of the penalty, those peekers dropped this. Item information random rare skill book. Rarity rare. Effect upon use, you will receive 1 random rare skill." He cherished the book in his hands. "I could probably make a ton of money selling this, but if I use it, I might get lucky and get something cool." Hyunyu turned to ask a hypothetical question. "Hey Tange, let's say I have a piece of unexplored land and I don't know for sure what that land will be like. Do you think I should cultivate it? Or just sell it off and be done with it?" The little one innocently asked back, "Why did you buy the land?" He hesitated. To farm, I guess?" Tange asked curiously. "But why are you thinking of selling it?" "You must be short on money." Hyunyu waved his hands, immediately denying it. "That's not it." He remembered the pile of spoils he had just offloaded. "I already sold all of that Peeker's gear, so I don't necessarily have to sell this either." Decisively, Hyunyu opened the book with both hands. "Screw it. It's not like I bought it with my own money. It won't cost me anything to try." Result notification. You have used the random rare skill book. You have acquired a new skill. Description below. Details: blood debt must be paid in blood. Blood debt must be paid in blood. A skill brimming with passion. Type: passive skill. Rarity rare. Proficiency F. Disables 10% of the opponent's defense. Hyunyu exclaimed in shock, "A whole 10%! I hit the jackpot? Good thing I used the Tange. You're my good luck charm." Tange shrieked in despair. "This blockhead master put me down." Just a few days later, Hyunyu's video was uploaded to Arena World. Title: PK and its consequences. The views and discussion threads increased non-stop. The video received an explosive reaction, especially from those who had been PK'd back when they were newbies. Yang Chan leaned closer to his laptop screen. "Sweet, it's already got over 150,000 views," he said gleefully. "I knew it. An edit by Ellis Movie is in a class of its own. She even charged less than usual. She must have taken a liking to Hyunyu. I should post it on my channel too." Mine right, the office building's lights are still on. Kale leans back, supporting his chin with his hand. "A video of those PKers, huh? Scamming the scammers. What an interesting idea." Nye Company Office. Kale, head of the sales department. He exclaims in surprise, "It's not over yet." The dark elf chieftain swings his fist, charging at his target. Hyunyu spins and lands a kick right in his stomach. The dark elf chieftain opens his mouth wide and lets out a thunderous roar, revealing sharp fangs. He relentlessly attacks him. Confident in his speed, Hyunyu cleanly dodges every blow. Kale makes an observation. For a player at this level to so easily take down the dark elf chieftain with such masterful skill, he tilts his head, asserting with a firm voice, "Turns out I've been wasting my time with that bunch of unqualified candidates all this time. This person has everything it takes to become a star." Kale says decisively, "I have to get him to sign a contract with Nye." Channel Agon. "Huh, I need to contact him right away." A clear blue sky. Bright sunlight shines through the canopy of the northern region's black mountain forest. An orc's arm is severed by a slash, causing it to shriek in pain. The rest of the horde roars ferociously. Hyunyu gives a command, "Tang, tang, bap." It hops up, scowls, and replies, "Coming, blockhead master." Hyunyu smirks to himself. "I'm leveling up so much faster than before. Back when I was Meligo, I was a total newbie, lacking both knowledge and gear. This time around, things are way easier." Hyunyu rushes in to attack them, but still, I'm 2 years late. I have to get stronger and fast. A screen clearly displays the stats. Status window. King Hyun Woo level 24. Warrior. Title. Warrior. Acknowledged by the Khan. He stands with his hands on his hips and declares confidently, "At this rate, I can take on the entire Orc Plains." Tangi boasts, "Hey, I think I've gotten stronger." Blockhead Master. The stats update. Pet status window. Tangi level 15 stuffed bear. Title successor to Busing Island. Friendship level 15. Hyunwoo thinks with satisfaction. Wow, you're already level 15, huh? Each type of pet has different stat growth per level. Uncommon is 3 to 5 points. Rare is 6 to 7. And unique is 8 to 10. For his stats to be growing like this, Subol, it means Tanghee is definitely a unique grade pet. He silently calculates in his head. He's great for support, and later on he'll probably be good for defense too. Sitting on Hyunwoo's shoulder, Tanghee whines, Blockhead Master, I'm tired. Carry me. He furrows his brow, annoyed. I really need to fix this insolent attitude of his. Hyunwoo bends down and orders sternly. Remember to check carefully, don't miss anything. Got it. The pet mutters, stingy Blockhead Master. Then Hyunwoo spots something on the ground and exclaims in surprise. Huh, what's that? Hyunwoo picks it up, his voice filled with curiosity. A necklace. Why would an item like this be dropped here? I've never seen this before. A quest notification pops up. You have received a new quest, Heir of the Prairie Wolf Tribe. Hyunwoo is a bit bewildered. A quest, Heir of the Prairie Wolf Tribe. The quest details are laid out clearly. You have obtained the bone necklace of Cancun, the future chieftain of the Prairie Wolf Tribe. Deliver this necklace to Raccoon, the current chieftain. Hyunwoo asks softly, so it's a delivery quest. Be acknowledged by the final boss? What's that supposed to mean? Tanghee cranes his neck to see. Hey, Blockhead Master, I want to see too. Hyunwoo calmly assesses the situation. Killing the Great King Dakan, that's going to be a tough one. And Chieftain Raccoon is probably just an NPC. He furrows his brow, assessing. A hidden quest, huh? Not bad. Hyunwoo analyzes seriously. Since it's a D+ rank quest, I'll need to be at least level 30 to attempt it. So 4 more levels to go, he says with determination. Alright, let's do it. Hyunwoo dashes through the forest, shouting resolutely, time to grind, let's hunt. Tanghee whines tearfully. Let's just rest for a bit, you demonic master. Hyunwoo groans exhausted. So damn slow. My god, this is slow. Tearing at his hair, Hyunwoo thinks it takes forever to gain just 1 level. The drawbacks of hunting solo are this bad. My god. Tanghee points at him, sulking resentfully. What do you mean, solo? I'm supporting you from behind. I'm dead tired, you know. Blockhead Master Hyunwoo seems to ignore him. But leveling is so much faster if you hunt in a party. That is, if I can find reliable teammates. Tanghee grumbles, Hey, Blockhead Master, are you deaf? He looks up, head tilted towards a sound. Hyunwoo turns and speculates. That sounds like an explosion. Magic, maybe. A hand is raised high in the air. Mama! Casting a spell. The attack strikes the orc's muscular arm. Magic arrow. The orc glares and grinds its teeth, letting out a painful groan. He immediately unleashes a second skill. Fireball. After the final hit, it collapses sprawling on the ground. He says wearily, That's 10. This is the Mage Mason. He plops onto the ground, panting from exhaustion. My mana's dropping like my blood pressure. I'm almost out of mana potions, too. Guess I'll call it a day. He looks down with a slightly worried expression. The drawbacks for a solo mage are no joke. A voice comes from behind him. Mason reacts instantly. A monster. I haven't even had a second to rest. He yells, launching an attack. Magic arrow. Mason is shocked. Oh my god, it's a person. One of Hyunwoo's shoulders is singed. He stammers, I'm so sorry. Hyunwoo tilts his head, his face showing his annoyance. That was a close call. Mason is secretly astonished by Hyunwoo's ability. He dodged my magic arrow from this range. Hyunwoo shakes his head, dismissing the misunderstanding. Don't worry about it. It's my fault for appearing so suddenly. I'm Hyunwoo. Mason introduces himself shyly. I'm Mason. He becomes wary. What can I do for you? Mason thinks suspiciously. This guy is dressed so weirdly. And he's carrying a suspicious teddy bear. He's so shady. In his head, Hyunwoo is making an assessment of the boy's magical power and casting speed. You meet the standard. Hyunwoo made an offer. Looks like you're hunting alone too. Want to party up and grind. Mason questioned this party offer. I'm very strong, he asserted confidently. Mason analyzed his potential partner. I've never heard of a PK with such a bizarre appearance. And besides, anyone who can dodge my magic arrow is no slouch, Mason thought. Considering the benefits, since hunting alone is pretty tough, this could be a great opportunity for him. He happily accepted. All right, let's form a party. The two shook hands and said in unison, Here's to a great partnership. In a mystical pine forest, somewhere in the Black Mountain Woods, an orc with blazing red eyes and sharp fangs roared with fury. A decisive slash came down, cleaving its body in two. Sun, having just delivered the blow, spoke coolly. Annoying. From behind, Jan piped up, Come on, Sun. If we're going to come all this way to attack, you should at least enjoy it a little. He grumbled, looking displeased. It's just a pain in the ass. The other guy replied playfully, but they're the guildmaster's orders. The man in armor was a son of the White Skull Guild. Jan turned back with a smile and asked their teammate behind them, Junyu, how are you finding this trip? Feeling safe? The man with the orange ponytail was Jan of White Skull. He expressed his joy. Of course, senior, this is the first time I've ever been power leveled like this. He recounted in a slightly regretful tone, I'm Park Junyu, a member of the renowned White Skull Guild. My account was recently deleted due to an incident, but since the higher-ups value my contributions to the guild, they ordered me to create a new account and assign 2 seniors to escort me back to my old level. Junyu continued his story, the reason I ended up in this mess.
Bye-bye, Sime.
was because some coward trespassed on my territory and cheated to win a character deletion match against me. Junyu thought silently, I'm going to hunt you down and I'll make you feel the wrath of the White Skull Guild. With the help of my seniors, Jan changed the subject, looking around. Hey, I don't see any orcs in the forest today. You think another party is hunting here? Sun spoke up. Today's quota was to get you to level 25, you know? At this rate, that's not going to happen. How annoying, he mused from under his heavy helmet. To have cleared it out this thoroughly, it must be more than just one or two parties, right? Junyu called out to the others. Seniors, there's a newly respawned orc over there. He enthusiastically ran towards the orc. You two stay back. Let me handle it. Jan called after him. Hey, Junyu. Meanwhile, in another part of the forest littered with orc corpses, Ma-son grinned at Hyunyu, his face full of excitement. Dude, partying up with you is awesome. Hunting with two people like this is way more efficient than going it alone. His partner agreed. Yep, I already leveled up. Can you recap their battle plan? First, I'll lure the orcs into a designated area. Then Ma-son will hit them with his area of effect magic. Finally, I'll finish them off. We just keep repeating that. With this strategy, our levels are just shooting up. Tangi laughed loudly and praised him. Hey mage, your technique isn't half bad. I permit you to serve me. The mage chuckled in response. What a humorous little bear. Hyunyu turned to Tangi and reminded him, you must not have seen him greet me with a whole magic arrow. He immediately remembered, oh yeah, my bad. Attacking people randomly is not good. Ma-son quickly spoke up to explain. It was a mutual mistake, I was just startled, that's all. I mean, who would want to attack another person on purpose? Tangi announced loudly, Blockhead Master, another monster has appeared. Hyunyu volunteered to go first. I'll handle this one. You can serve your mana. Ma-son happily agreed in response. Okay, Hyung. He focused, preparing for the battle. Hyunyu yelled and charged forward to attack, but he suddenly froze and looked in another direction. Junyu was running toward them from a distance. He was holding a sword and looked furious. Junyu screamed a curse. You son of a bitch! He remembered Hyunyu's provocation from before. How about a character deletion wager against a newbie like me? Junyu screamed with hatred. I've been looking all over for you. Hyunyu's kick landed squarely in the middle of his face. He looked down with a bewildered expression. Oh dear, I thought you were a monster. My bad. Jan rushed over to help him up. Junyu! Hyunyu immediately tried to justify himself. Ma-son, he startled me, so it's not really my fault, you know. Junyu turned to his teammates for help. You totally did that on purpose, seniors. That's the guy. He stood up straight. You are so finished, you little punk. You dared delete my account. Hyunyu vaguely recognized him. Oh, it's you. Ma-son was stunned, thinking to himself, his nose is bleeding like a faucet. Hyunyu asked nonchalantly, what was your name again? Junyu exploded, shouting in a rage. It's Park Junyu. I'm Park Junyu. Ma-son asked in surprise. Hyung, you know this guy? Let me explain the source of the conflict. He's just the brain-dead punk who lost a character deletion wager to my master. He immediately shot back. Who are you calling a punk, you piece of crap? Today, 2 executioners from the White Skull Guild are here. You're a dead man. Jan placed a hand on his shoulder to calm him. Calm down, Junyu. Then he spoke threateningly. You should just stop now. My patience has its limits, Vang. Hyunyu cut him off. Patience, he said with a scornful tone. So what are you going to do when it runs out? I'm not afraid of your Foggy Skull Guild or whatever you call yourselves. Jan corrected him in a cold voice. It's the White Skull Guild. Ma-son whispered worriedly. Those two look like they're at least level 60. They aren't planning on ganging up on us, are they? Hyunyu gave Ma-son a serious warning. If it comes to a fight, you stay out of it. Sun turned his back coldly. This is such a pain. Let's go. Jan replied in agreement. We're busy hunting here. Junu called after them loudly. Hey, senior. He threatened, in that case, I'll have to report you to. Junu's voice was menacing. I'll report to the higher-ups that Jan and Sun just walked away while someone else was insulting the guild. He said in a low voice, I'll need you two to come with me. After this is over, I'll apologize. Sun hung his head and sighed in frustration. He swung a slap straight across Junu's face, criticizing, how arrogant. Sun suddenly changed his mind. But if there's one less party hunting will be more convenient, won't it? Hyunu leaned forward, asking challengingly, so you want to fight? He made a risky bet. How about the character deletion match? Ma-son cried out in alarm. Hyung, if you lose, your character will be gone too. Tang-hee asked, blankly, if you lose, what's going to happen to me? Hyunu calmly replied, well, you'll just be deleted along with me. He spoke in a trembling voice. Huh? You're not scared at all. You three, if you've got the guts, then bring it on. The rule will be winner takes all character deletion and a representative duel. Sun spoke with contempt. A level 20 guy full of pride. Humph, I accept the challenge. The duel rules were announced as follows. What is a representative duel? One representative from each team will fight. The winner remains while the loser is replaced. The side that runs out of members first loses. The system announcement rang out. The battle begins player Kang Hyunu and player Son Junu. Junu spoke provocatively. This time you better shut up, you loser. He added, you're too loud, Bak Junu. Ma-son standing behind asked worriedly, Young, will you be okay? Tang-hee yelled in frustration. If you lose, I'll curse you to be single for life, you blockhead master. Hyun-woo smiled confidently, reassuring his teammates. Don't worry, it's an easy game. The system sounded the signal for the match to begin. Sun spoke arrogantly. We're busy, so I'll knock you out in one blow. Hyunwoo smirked with a challenging grin. Because of the level gap, one blow is a bit much for me. But 10 blows is no problem at all. Sun took a decisive step and laughed loudly. Now I understand why Park Hyung-gu despises you so much. Sun drew his great sword, raising it high above his head and preparing a crushing attack aimed straight at Hyunwoo. The blade shot down at extreme speed. But he quickly dodged out of the attack's path and countered instantly. Through the gap in his helmet, his eyes widened in surprise. Hyunwoo smiled victoriously. Jan and Junwoo were utterly astonished. Their expressions were extremely shocked at what had just happened. Masen thought in admiration, amazing. He read the trajectory of the claymore and even countered while dodging. Sun was clearly being overwhelmed in the fight. He wondered to himself, why can't I hit him? Sun thought to himself, in terms of both level and equipment. I should have already won. Why is this happening? Hyunwoo emphasized sarcastically, surprised. Anyone would think they could win easily just because they have a higher level. But the arena is different, he declared firmly. Level and equipment are not what guarantee a player's victory in PvP. Hyunwoo explained clearly. Even if your level is lower, there's always a way for me to defeat you. He concluded nonchalantly, and that is to continuously target weak points. It's quite time-consuming, but once mastered, any player at any level can be taken down. Mason was stunned. Hyunwoo Hyung. I knew how skilled he was. But I never expected this at his current level. Hyunwoo looked at the remaining two and called out, What's wrong with you guys? Result after the first round. The battle begins. Player Kang Hyunwoo is victorious. He gestured for them to come at him. The events of the next match were a complete one-sided slaughter. It wasn't surprising because, stunned by Hyunwoo's skill, Jan was knocked out without any resistance. And so only one member remained, Park Hyunwoo. Hyunwoo said mockingly, How ridiculous. He slowly walked forward. You leeched off others to power level your character back, but now that character of yours is about to be deleted again. Hyunwoo smirked. I'm curious if anyone in your guild will want to carry you anymore. He mumbled to himself. Why does this guy always remind me of Dung Han Baek? Hyunwoo was filled with contempt. They're both arrogant types who rely on others to back them up, and they even look similar. He gloated internally. It just makes me want to humiliate him even more. Hyunwoo pointed to the round and ordered, Kneel. Maybe then I'll spare you. Junwoo's face turned pale with panic as he thought, What should I do? What do I do? In the past, Park Hyung-gu was taken out in one hit when he was level 40. Now at only level 20, there's no way he can win. He trembled, biting his lips so hard it bled. Sweat poured down his face in utter fear. His heart pounded erratically. Junwoo's eyes flew wide open crazily, his pupils turning red. The system detected his abnormal state. The arena system decided to grant him a small gift. A system notification appeared. Player Park Hyung-gu has entered a berserk state. Mason cried out in terror. He's gone berserk. Hyunwoo calmly declared, From the moment I met you, I knew you were the short-tempered type. He looked at Junwoo with a sharp gaze. Hey, customer, it's time for me to send you home. The skill appeared, Activate Titan Strength. Your attack stat will increase for a limited time. Hyunwoo swung his fist towards his face. You're not welcome here. He launched a powerful kick at Junwoo, sending him flying to the ground and creating a huge impact. Match results victory. You have won the representative duel. The 3 treasure chests appeared. Receive reward based on the winner-takes-all rule. Hyunwoo stared intently at the screen. I got 3 rewards. It's like they just offered up their equipment to me. This is way more efficient than hunting, Mason called out worriedly. Hyunwoo Hyung. He calmly replied, I told you it'd be fine. He exclaimed with admiration, Hyung, you're so cool. You beat guys with higher levels just with your amazing technique. From now on, you're officially my idol. He chuckled softly, thinking mysteriously. I wonder what he'd do if I told him I used to be the #1 player on the server. Would he be surprised? Still, Hyunwoo felt a bit embarrassed. This is a little awkward. He declared decisively, All right, let's get back to grinding. He replied enthusiastically, Yes. Mason smiled brightly and said sincerely, Thanks to you, today's hunt went incredibly smoothly. Can we do this again next time? A system notification appeared. Player Justin Mason has sent a friend request. Hyunwoo smiled and accepted. Yeah, let's do that. Mason waved goodbye. See you next time. Thanks to teaming up with Mason for today's hunt, my level reached 31. Status window Kang Hyunwoo, level 31. Title Warrior, acknowledged by Khan. Hyunwoo watched Mason's retreating back. It's rare to find a kid as naive as him in arena. His skills are pretty good too, so I have a feeling we'll become closer in the future. He looked down at Tangi with satisfaction. That's enough leveling up. Just then, Tangi jumped up and yelled, Let's take a break, you blockhead master, I want to rest. Hyunwoo made a firm decision. Time to finish that other quest. Tangi frowned, breaking into a cold sweat. He had identified the quest objective to deliver the necklace. The quest window appeared titled, Heir to the Prairie Wolf Tribe. You have obtained the bone necklace of Kankun, the future chief of the Prairie Wolf Tribe. Deliver this necklace to Rakun, the current chief. Quest details. To meet Chief Raccoon first, I have to find the boss that appears in the Prairie Wolf Tribe's territory, Dakan. Boss monsters usually spawn randomly in their zones. With a respawn cycle of about 12 hours, it's been over 12 hours since I got here. He must be around here somewhere. Hyunwoo stood in the middle of the forest and complained aloud, Why the hell won't Dakan show up? Tangi tried to persuade him. Let's rest a bit, blockhead. Master, I'm so tired I can't even move anymore. He turned to look at him and admitted, "Yeah, I'm tired too." Tangi pointed to a tree with a door in it. "I think that place looks pretty good for a rest stop. It's better to relax a bit." Hyunwoo thought to himself, why is there a place like this out here? A sound came from the system, entering the lair of Dakan, the Great King. Hyunwoo exclaimed excitedly, "Dakan's lair." He picked up Tangi and jumped up in excitement. "It's a dungeon entrance. I knew you could do it." Tangi, you're a real good luck charm." He complained helplessly. "But I wanted to rest first." Hyunwoo relented. All right, I won't ignore you anymore. Now quiet down." He began to think, so he doesn't spawn in the zone like a regular boss monster. I wonder if it's because of the special nature of this quest that he's hiding in a dungeon, well, whatever. At least I found him. Hyunwoo pushed the door and went inside. "Excuse me." Suddenly a huge figure appeared in front of him and greeted, "Oh, hello there." Hyunwoo silently assessed it. Its massive body radiated a terrifying pressure. He seemed to realize this was Dakan. He stared at him and questioned, "What business does a human like you have here?" "He's the Great King of the Prairie Dakan," Hyunwoo thought cautiously. "I get the feeling that if I try to fight him at my current level, I'm screwed." Dakan repeated the question. "I asked what your business is." He raised his hand and answered directly. "I've come to deliver this necklace to Chief Raccoon." His eyes widened in recognition. "Isn't that Kankun's necklace? Has that damn brat gone and caused trouble again?" Dakan held out his hand to take it and said, "Thanks. You can go now." Suddenly, Hyunwoo pulled his hand back. His crimson eyes narrowed in confusion. He swung the necklace around in all directions, not giving Dakan a chance to snatch it. He lowered his body and said in a cold voice, "I told you to hand over the necklace and scram. Are you deaf?" Hyunwoo maintained his smile and replied, "I want to deliver this to Lord Raccoon personally." He calculated in his head, there's no way the quest just ends here. If I just give the necklace to him, Hyunwoo told himself, I have to take full advantage of this quest. Dakan said in a stern voice, "I commend your courage, but if you want to meet the chief, you must have sufficient strength. I will test you." A clear notification appeared. New quest received Dakan's acknowledgement. You need Dakan's acknowledgement to meet Raccoon. Fight him to earn his trust. Hyunwoo thought excitedly, I knew there was another part to this quest. This necklace has to be at least rare grade. Dakan said casually, "Let the test begin." He swung hard, throwing him straight into the air. Hyunwoo gritted his teeth, trying to stay calm despite the dizzying impact. He quickly regained his balance and landed firmly on the ground. Dakan swung his sword high over his head, his aura flaring. He brought it crashing down with all his might. Dakan's eyes flew wide open, a look of clear astonishment on his face because his attack hadn't hit Hyunwoo at all. He asked aloud, "You dodged my critical strike and you're still trying to struggle." Only then did he launch his counterattack. Despite the tense situation, Hyunwoo didn't show any sign of being at a disadvantage. But his power was truly overwhelming. He cried out in pain internally. Level 31 is still so damn weak. He's too strong for my techniques to defeat. Exhausted, Hyunwoo admitted to himself that this was truly the strongest opponent he'd faced since returning to the arena. Dakan spoke with a contemptuous voice. "With just this much you think you're worthy of meeting the chief. It's not enough. Is this all you've got?" A health warning displayed 120 out of 520. He knelt on the ground, supporting himself with his hands, breathing heavily. "Of course not. I haven't even gone all out yet," he yelled and loudly commanded, "Summon!" Hyunwoo panicked and ordered, "Tang-hee, it's an emergency. Get ready to buff me now." The pet grumbled in annoyance. "You blockhead master, do you have any idea how long ago you let me rest?" "Don't you?" Tang-hee yelled in frustration. "Why are you hunting so many monsters? You're becoming an addict." He retorted harshly, "What a pet should just act like a pet." Dakan cut off their argument. "You're the one who's been causing trouble on Buzzing Island." He exclaimed in surprise. "Huh, uncle?" The man spoke up. "It's been a while, hasn't it? Is that guy your master?" Tang-hee replied casually. "That's right, uncle. You can just call him the blockhead master." Hyunwoo was stunned and shouted, "What the hell, you two know each other?" Tang-hee asked calmly, "Are you two fighting?" He quickly explained, "No, I'm taking a test to meet Raccoon." The pet nodded in understanding. "Oh, Lord Raccoon, huh?" Dakan cut in sternly. "That's enough nonsense. Don't forget you're still in the middle of a test. If he is your master, I'll allow you both to fight me. Will you join?" Tang-hee stood with his arms crossed and suggested, "It wouldn't be right for me to interfere directly, so I'll just cast buffs from the back." "You blockhead master." Hyunwoo smirked teasingly. "Well, that's all you're good for anyway." 2 consecutive notification windows appeared. "You have received the bear's soul. You have received the blessing of the ancient forest." The man declared coldly, "Come at me, human. I won't go easy on you just because you're my nephew's master." He thought cautiously. Even with these buffs, I don't think I can win against him. But I can't just back down now. Hyunwoo encouraged himself. "I'll push as far as I can." Hyunwoo lay collapsed on the ground, his body completely exhausted. Dakan sounded a little disappointed. "Is that it?" Completely drained, Hyunwoo gave his excuse. "I surrender. If I keep going, I'll be killed." Tang-hee said with a smug look, "Stop bluffing. You were still fighting him fiercely, weren't you?" Hyunwoo said sadly. "So what? If I can't pass, it's all meaningless." Dakan denied it. "Who said you needed to defeat me?" Sitting on the ground, he stammered, "Wait, what?" A large notification window appeared. "Quest complete. Dakan's acknowledgement." The man said sternly, "You have proven yourself. This is your reward for passing the test. Receive Dakan's necklace." Hyunwoo and Tangi were overjoyed. A system notification announced that Raccoon had appeared. The wall behind him shattered. Dust and debris flew everywhere, showing the immense destructive power on the other side. Dakan was holding Tangi tightly with one arm. As the dust settled, a huge green-skinned, muscular figure was gradually revealed. He was the chief of the prairie wolf tribe, Raccoon. Hyunwoo looked back tense. He thought to himself, so that's Raccoon. Now I understand why I needed to pass a test. In terms of raw power, if Dakan was a shot of cheap Russian vodka, then Raccoon was a wild and powerful shot of bourbon. No? Yitbait. He was more like a glass of fine vermouth. Dakan reported, Hyungnim, this human has come to deliver Kankun's necklace to you. Raccoon asked, in surprise, what Kankun's? He grabbed his hand and asked urgently, you brought Kankun's necklace? Hyunwoo stammered, yes. Raccoon held the necklace in his hand. This is definitely his. He flew into a rage, grinding his teeth together. Raccoon roared furiously, Cancun, that damned brat. He bellowed, bring him to me at once. A debuff notification appeared. Raccoon's roar causes all stats to decrease to 50%. Health regeneration is disabled. Dakan placed a hand on Raccoon's shoulder to stop him. Hyungnim, calm down. He refused the request. Dakan, don't stop me. Dakan had no choice but to say bluntly, how much do you think he hates this thing? This time, he even managed to get rid of the necklace completely. Hyunwoo began to recount the details of the quest. Here's what happened. Cancun Raccoon's son and the future chief hated Raccoon's harsh training and did nothing but run away. He added, in order to train him, Raccoon made him wear this necklace to always know his location and to be able to summon him. It was an enchanted necklace that he couldn't take off. But someone helped him remove it, and thanks to them, he disappeared without a trace. He continued, and the one who helped him break the spell was none other than... As it turns out, the pet scratched his head awkwardly. I didn't think things would go this far. Hyunwoo asked in astonishment, you can do something like that? Tangi looked up at him and retorted, don't you already know what I'm capable of? A blockhead master. Hyunwoo's eyes widened. That's insane. Raccoon was at a loss. My apologies. This is all because of that rebellious son of mine. You make me feel like myself again. I shall reward you handsomely for bringing me this necklace. The screen before him was flooded with quest completion notifications. Heir to the Steppe Wolf tribe has received EXP. You have leveled up. Health and mana have been restored. Acquired a new skill, Magic Condensation. Condenses magic to amplify one's own power. Increases magic power by 20%. Hyunwoo cheered inwardly. A unique skill. Awesome magic skills are the most crucial thing in the arena. He spoke, giving instructions. And if you happen to run into that insolent brat, tell him this Black Mountain Forest is where you belong. A prominent notification appeared. New quest received Raccoon's message. Raccoon has a message for his son. If you meet Cancun, deliver this message. Hyunwoo quickly calculated in his head. Another quest. What a generous orc. I need to get on this guy's good side. He said in a sweet tone, leave it to me. Honorable sir. Mr. Raccoon, sir. I'll take care of it. He's counting on you. Raccoon turned to warn Tangi the little bear from Boosing Island. Don't get too involved with Cancun. The boy replied timidly, yes, of course. He then revealed, actually, there was never any curse on that necklace to begin with. It wasn't your fault. Tangi was in shock, his mouth agape as he shouted, so that means I never had a dispel magic skill. Hyunwoo thought to himself, I guess that makes sense. Back to reality. Outside a modern building under the scorching sun, Yang Chan's urgent voice called out, hey Kang Hyunwoo, wake up. He was jolted awake, still drowsy. Hyunwoo asked, puzzled, are you here to give me a quest or something? He explained, what are you sleep talking about? We have something to discuss. Get up already. Yang Chan announced excitedly, I've got 2 pieces of good news for you, he said with a satisfied tone. First, our video has become a hot topic in the community because people keep hyping it up. Hyunwoo gasped in surprise as he looked at the stats on the playing video. It already has 170,000 views. Hyunwoo laughed loudly and hugged him. Thanks, Yang Chan. This is all thanks to you. Yang Chan said slowly, don't celebrate just yet. The second thing is even better. He said leisurely, we received an email from Nay. Hyunwoo asked curiously, Nay? Yang Chan shared, Nay. A major fashion brand that recently got into the arena streaming scene. Right now, they're the top corporation in this field, he said casually. They want to recruit you. Hyunwoo felt like he was choking. The world's top, he thought in astonishment, the world's top company wants to recruit me. Hyunwoo was still reeling from the information he'd just received. I haven't even been back in the arena for a week, and an opportunity like this has already opened up for me. Hyunwoo instinctively recalled his painful past, the days he watched his mother struggle to care for his father on his sickbed. Then came the time he had to work part-time at a convenience store to get by. The image of Hanbig's provoking face was still seared into his memory, and he couldn't suppress the anger flaring up inside him. He had swung his fist straight into his face. Back then, Hyunwoo felt like he had nothing left but the single goal of revenge. He unconsciously clenched his fist, emotions churning in his chest. Yang Chan asked for his opinion again. So you've decided right? Hyunwoo quietly replied, yeah. He then suggested straightforwardly, they listed their contact method right below. Want to contact them now? Hyunwoo agreed decisively. Let's do it. immediately at the Ney Company's headquarters building. Kale spoke up, reporting the situation. Chairman, we've just signed a contract with the player from that video. He introduced the details. His name is Kang Hyun-woo. He decided on the streamer nickname Ali Leader. If that's difficult to pronounce, you can also call him Mr. G. He raised an issue. But the problem is, if we call him Mr. G, what would the abbreviation be? He frowned, his gaze sharp. Milligram, are you messing with me, Kale? The powerful man before him was the chairman of Ney Company, Jamie. He spoke with a smile. Can you think of anyone else? Jamie replied hesitantly. Could it be? Kale smiled mysteriously and said, so, do you get it now, boss? He revealed Melegot. He's the #1 ranked player who disappeared 2 years ago. He looked out the window and praised him. You've scouted a superstar, haven't you? Jamie said with satisfaction. 2 years ago, the number of arena players started to skyrocket, making arena popular worldwide. Now it generates enormous profits. At the same time, it has developed into something like another world. Jamie emphasized, and now you're telling me that legendary gamer has returned. He seemed a little expectant. I wonder, with that legend's return, just how much will he be able to shake up the arena? The scene is now Aslan's auction house. Hyun-woo was examining the items in his inventory. Sell this. This one's usable. He started calculating up. After dealing with all the equipment from those PK heirs and the Black Tower Guild, I earned 5,100 gold plus a pair of shoes. Item description, swamp frog shoes. Shoes made from frog skin helps you jump higher. His face showed a hint of pride. I also got an item from Dakan's quest. Hyun-woo suddenly remembered. I almost forgot about this because of Raccoon's reward. He marveled in amazement. Dakan's necklace. The effect is no joke, huh? Hyun-woo assessed out loud. If I count all my equipment bonuses, my stats are about the same as a level 60 player. He mused, since I'm only level 32 now, if I can get a unique weapon with the money I have left, that'd be sweet. Auction house window. Hyun-woo tapped his finger on the display panel. Right now, attack power is the most important thing. Defense doesn't have much value for me at the moment. He thought to himself with satisfaction. As expected, finding a unique piece of equipment for 5,000 gold is pretty tough, huh? Yep. Hyun-woo suddenly exclaimed, there's one here, and it's only 1,000 gold. That's 10 times cheaper than its actual price. He thought decisively. Some guy must have quit the game and is selling everything off. I'll buy it now. Just as Hyun-woo scored a great deal somewhere else in the auction house. He was known as the Black Tower Guildmaster Suero. A guild member walked up and asked, what's wrong, Guildmaster? Suero stammered, it's sold. She said calmly, it's a good thing it's sold, isn't it? Sue Aaron shouted in regret, but I missed a 0 when I listed it. Before I could take it back, some bastard had already snatched it up. Stunned GT exclaimed, him. He urgently ordered, go find him and drag that bastard back here to me. Gilthay replied, terrified. Yes, Hyun-woo said excitedly, I got it. I have no idea who sold it, but thanks a million, pal. What just happened will surely make the conflict between Gilthay and Kang Hyun-woo drag on until the end of time. He encouraged himself, I still have 3 days before I sign the contract with Nai. Until then, I just need to get as strong as I can. Every little bit counts. Grinding quests is probably the best option, huh? Hyun-woo smiled enthusiastically. I still have that quest from Khan. I guess it's time to see LeBron. Notification quest details. Meet the Knight of Kion. Hyun-woo thought expectantly. The reward from the Steppe Wolf tribe was already incredible. I wonder what I'll get from the strongest knight in the Empire. He walked through a small, old-fashioned alley. If I'm not mistaken, Khan said LeBron is at his home in Yusma. I wonder if a teleport scroll to Yusma is expensive. The scene of a central city from medieval Europe, the Yusma Empire. Hyun-woo looked up overwhelmed. So this is LeBron's mansion. He exclaimed in awe. It's magnificent, just as you'd expect from the Empire's strongest knight. Hyun-woo was thrilled. Back when I was Meligo, I never got to meet him. I'm so excited. A stern guard spoke up. Commoners are forbidden from entering. Please turn back. He presented his proof. I was recommended by Khan. He told me I could meet LeBron with this. The guard spoke solemnly. The Duke is currently at the training grounds in the center of the mansion. Hyun-woo replied cheerfully, Thank you. The passers-by all stared wide-eyed and astonished, thinking. The gates to LeBron's mansion are opening. Does that mean that guy is entering a main scenario? No way. We have to follow him. They all scrambled, claiming, I'm his teammate. Hey, you, let's party up. He thought with disdain. There are leeches everywhere. It was only then that Hyun-woo noticed them. I've never seen any videos about LeBron. I must be the first one, huh? Activating recording mode. He mused to himself. They said LeBron is at the training grounds in the center of the mansion. Stunned, he blurted out, That's him. LeBron questioned, Are you the one recommended by Khan? He nodded and replied, Yes, I am Kang Hyun-woo, the man stated in a serious voice. It has been a long time since an adventurer came to find me. If Khan recommended you, you must be quite skilled. Hyun-woo wondered to himself, so someone has come here before. I thought I was the only one who got a coin. Did that old man Khan play me? LeBron asked, Did you come here to test your own strength? Hyun-woo muttered in his head, I'm here for a quest, old man. LeBron calmly continued, Seeing is believing. We'll find out right away with a single match, won't we? He turned and went to the weapon rack. So, want to fight? LeBron offered a condition. As long as you accept the challenge, I will teach you a skill. Hyunwoo thought annoyed. Damn it, why do I have to fight everyone I meet? Hyunwoo added another condition. If my performance is outstanding, would you teach me 2 skills? 3 would be fine too if you'd like, LeBron replied nonchalantly. But of course you have to pass the test first. Pre-match stat update, all stats increase due to fighting spirit. When the opponent is stronger than the player, stats will increase further. Hyunwoo was determined. This time, I'll definitely get a unique skill, he said confidently. As you wish, sir? He observed and assessed him. What an unusual stance. I've never met anyone this strong. Who has such a careless stance? LeBron seemed to realize something. Hyunwoo's expression surprised him. He's ready to fight already. The relaxed demeanor from before had completely vanished. He quickly rushed forward, launching the first attack, but LeBron easily parried it without much effort. He assessed his opponent as they fought. Every blow is filled with power. Just how much did he have to painstakingly hone his technique? He's not someone I can defeat just with a superior stance, LeBron assessed objectively. He's even using his feet. Most knights would probably fall before him. He judged indifferently, even while attacking. But young man, that's only worth 50 points. He's not that different from the others who have come to challenge me, LeBron considered to himself. So far, about 10 challengers have come, but not one of them scored over 50 points. He wondered to himself, will he be the same as all the others before him? Hyunwoo gritted his teeth, sweating. If I can't win, I'll at least give it everything I've got. He acted decisively, shouting, charge! LeBron blocked the blow, repelling his powerful spinning attack. LeBron's face tensed up. He thought, using charge at this range, that's quite surprising. He observed with intense focus. Did he even calculate how far he'd be thrown back? Hyunwoo confidently read his opponent. Gotcha. The sword flashed past. Hyunwoo kept his balance and landed perfectly. LeBron was impressed. He knew there was a huge skill gap, yet the kid still dared to perform. Such a risky move. Not only that, he even knew how to maintain his balance and launch an attack from midair. He was pleased, praising him. You've got some interesting talent there. 80 points. Hyunwoo was still in a daze. 80 points. I got 80 points. So how many skills will I get? LeBron narrowed his eyes with a broad grin. Now then, I believe it's my turn. He was stunned, blurting out, He repeated seriously, I said it's my turn to attack. Get ready, all, LeBron said eagerly. LeBron was in high spirits, thrilled to have unexpectedly found such a talent. Meanwhile, Hyunwoo's head was visibly swollen and he stood there listlessly with an exhausted look on his face. LeBron stepped closer and shook his hand. Amazing young man. I have to admit your technique is truly impressive. Hyunwoo replied quietly, thank you. Thinking to himself, he just kept hitting the same spot. At my current level, there's no way I could ever beat him. LeBron held up a single glittering gold coin. I gave 10 swordsmen a coin each. Now all of them have been gathered here. There were 9 other challengers, and you are the 10th. He praised him effusively. And you're also the strongest of them all. You're better than the other 9 combined. A system notification appeared. Congratulations. Quest complete. You have received XP. You have leveled up. HP and mana have been restored. You have received the title Outstanding Star recognized by LeBron. Hyunwoo was ecstatic inside. I even got a title. The effect must be amazing, he thought. LeBron spoke up a bit sheepishly. As promised, this is for you. My apologies, I can only grant you a single skill. But rules are rules, and I can't change them. He slowly opened the book. Inside was the Combat Master skill. Hyunwoo's eyes widened in amazement. Another 10% increase to all stats. That's a total of 20%, LeBron said decisively. I have fulfilled my promise regarding the coin. You may go now. He called out loudly, wait a minute. Hyunwoo wasn't satisfied. I came all this way just for this. You're just going to say the quest is over and kick me out. Is that really it? He turned back with a confused look. What is it? Hyunwoo asked earnestly. Is there anything I can help you with? Sir LeBron. The man grinned widely and said, as a matter of fact, I do have something that needs doing. I suppose I can entrust it to you, can't I? LeBron's tone turned serious. In Brick, a large number of undead have suddenly appeared. The king suspects a dark mage is behind it all. He looked at him and asked, will you agree to investigate this in my place? A system notification chimed. You have received a new quest, Investigate Brick. Hyunwoo's jaw dropped, his thoughts racing. A main scenario quest? This is a main scenario quest. A large map appeared with a description below main scenario quest. A quest that has a major impact on the game's storyline and the development of the world of Arena. LeBron warned cautiously, I've heard rumors that his specialties are summoning and psychic magic. Be careful not to let him manipulate you, he replied confidently. Got it. I swear I'll get to the bottom of this. Hyunwoo clenched his fist, showing his resolve. Ha! I haven't been back for long and I'm already hitting the big time. I'm only level 33, yet somehow the fate of all of Arena is now in my hands. He thought to himself, I need to prepare thoroughly before I leave. Scene changed to Aslan's integrated exchange hall. Suerone yelled in disbelief. What? He demanded loudly. You still haven't found him, Suerone ordered impatiently. Find the bastard who snatched the sword and bring him to me. Or are you waiting for me to do it for you? Is that head of yours just for show? JT cursed inwardly. Fucking idiot, stop your whining. The woman had no choice but to comply. Forgive me, sir. I will find him for you first thing tomorrow. Hyunwoo, who was walking by, saw this and felt a wave of annoyance. Who are these guys causing a scene in the exchange hall? He wondered. Sueron, having lost all composure, roared, "There are no more chances. Find the son of a bitch who took the dwarven sword and bring him here. Make him kneel before me, do you understand?" Hyunwoo wondered with suspicion. The guy who just sold the dwarven sword, what would he want with me? He froze as he realized, wait a minute, isn't that the emblem of the Giltak Guild? Hyunwoo thought with a smirk. Their slogan is hatred never fades. Huh. He took the device off his head and logged out of the game. As the one now responsible for the main scenario, Hyunwoo was decisive. It's best to take care of annoying little problems like this as quickly as possible. He calculated in a cold tone. Should I call off the character deletion bed and just make them all disappear one by one? Hyunwoo was torn. No, that would take too much time, and time is money. Or maybe I could just pick off their high-ranking members one by one. Perhaps they'd just fall apart on their own. Yang Chan smiled and called out gently, "Hyunwoo, time for dinner." He asked in frustration, "What should I do, Yang Chan?" His friend replied, "What's up? Is something wrong? Tell me." Hyunwoo answered quietly, "Well," Yang Chan offered a simple solution. "Just upload a video provoking them." He suggested post a challenge on the forums, dare them to a PK match. Hyunwoo looked up and asked, "But what if they refuse?" He calmly concluded, "Once you post the challenge on the forums, they won't be able to just ignore it. Won't that be the perfect chance for you to wipe out their entire guild at once?" Yang Chan added, "Plus, you'll become the hottest topic in all of Arena. It's killing two birds with one stone." Hyunwoo stammered his name. Yang Chan," his friend said with satisfaction. "You're an absolute genius." He humbly denied it. "Not at all. That's only if you can take them down one-on-one." Hyunwoo laughed confidently. "Who do you think I am? I'll take down the whole guild to line my pockets. Why wait any longer?" Without further delay, the very next day, Hyunwoo's challenge flooded the forums. At the Giltak-ru Guildhouse, GT ran in from outside, yelling in a panic. "Guildmaster, we're in trouble." Sueron demanded, "What's with all the chaos?" She stammered, "It's GTI," reported with horror. "Some guy has posted a video challenging us on all the forums." He exclaimed in disbelief. "What?" Sueron recalled the video he had just watched. Hello, I'm the Arena Gamer, the Alley King. I'm making this video because of a message that I just received." In the video, Hyunwoo recounted the message. "It was from a newbie thanking me for the video I uploaded about punishing those scumbag, high-ranking members of Giltak-ru." He exclaimed indignantly, "Who is this damned bastard?" He declared boldly. "So I've decided by any means necessary to make their characters vanish into thin air. In other words, I'll get their accounts deleted. They've occupied the hunting grounds and dungeons for far too long." Hyunwoo revealed his plan. "As far as I know, there are a total of 15 high-ranking members in the guild, including the master. But I've already deleted 2 of them, so there are only 13 left. And I've challenged them to one-on-one solo duels." He reminded everyone, "Don't miss the moment their accounts get wiped." Sueron slammed his hand on the table in a rage. That sword," he growled furiously. "So the one who got our high-ranking members' characters deleted, eh? And the bastard who snatched my dwarven sword are the same person?" GTI asked worriedly. "You've seen the video, Guildmaster." She voiced her thoughts. "Should we just ignore it? If we get involved, it might just make things worse." He repeated coldly, "Ignore it." Sueron gave the order. "Gather all the high-ranking members, GT." She didn't dare refuse. "Yes, sir." He roared in anger. "We're going to crush that little brat. Gather them for me. I accept his challenge." In the large conference room of the Giltak-ru headquarters, GTI began to analyze the situation. "From what I know, the Alley King's level is around 30. However, the fact that he was able to take down 2 of our main players means he must have some tricks up his sleeve." She continued, "The character deletion bet he's proposed is too risky. Even if we win, we don't gain anything. Wouldn't it be best to just ignore him?" Sueron shot back angrily. "Ignore him? Are you kidding me?" He shot up from his seat, snapping, "Then what about my dwarven sword? What about the guild's reputation?" Another person suggested, "How about this? We set a date for the duel and then we all jump him." Sueron nodded in agreement with the idea, meaning we should ambush him. Yungu suddenly appeared and spoke up. "You people are pathetic." All the members shouted in unison, "Commander!" He looked at them with contempt. "You're all under the New World Guild, yet you're planning to ambush some level 30 player." The man before them was Kang Jung-gu, the temporary commander of the New World Guild. Sueron hurried out to greet him. "Sir, what brings you all the way out here?" Yungu cut him off. "Chungu, get over here." The man obediently replied, "Yes, sir." Yungu punched him squarely in the gut. Chungu's face contorted in pain as he crumpled to the ground. Yungu accused him, "You dared to monopolize a dungeon without reporting it to us." And on top of that, 3 guild members had their characters humiliatingly deleted. My patience has reached its limit. He called out loudly, "Sueron!" Startled, he replied, "Yes, sir." Junggu gave his command. "Immediately record a video response to the challenge. You people will handle this properly. Naturally, the strong survive and the weak perish." He warned grimly, "I expect Giltak-ru to be the one laughing in the end this time." Elsewhere, Kale was sitting and waiting for someone. In a luxurious restaurant, he suddenly turned, smiled, and exclaimed, "Oh." Hyunwoo approached amiably and greeted him. "You're Kale, right?" Kale remarked, "Mr. G, you're more handsome in person." He replied politely, "You too?" He continued to praise him, although I already had a feeling from our phone call. Your English is quite good. Hyunwoo shared honestly, I studied it a bit in the past. Kale said calmly, well then, shall we continue our conversation while we eat? The dishes were all laid out on the table. He showed Hyunwoo the contract and advised, this is the revised contract. Please read it carefully. He celebrated inwardly, just as Jang-chan said their terms are the best in the industry. Hyunwoo expressed frankly, as expected from Arcstar, this is great. Kale added as a reminder, take a look at the end part too. There are a few new clauses that have been added. He scrolled down. Here. The contract is for a 2-year term. For every 10,000 subscribers, I'll be paid $10,000. And for every 100,000 subscribers, there's an additional bonus. Plus, I get to choose one rare skill book each month. And one unique ingredient. Hyunwoo thought to himself, I can get a unique ingredient every month. In that case, I can craft items using secret recipes. It's been a while, Meligo. Kale looked at him calmly and asked, are you satisfied? Hyunwoo was a bit skeptical. Are these conditions for real? He replied pleasantly, of course. Mr. G, or should I call you Meligo? To be honest, I don't think this is nearly enough for you, Hyunwoo exclaimed in surprise. Meligo, it's been a long time since I've heard that name. He thought to himself, how does he know? Nay, il really is something else. Kale laid out the terms. The only requirement from our side will be to have the Nike logo on your equipment. A designer will be working with you, so please be sure to discuss with him at least once a week. Kale asked politely, may I ask what your plans are for the near future? Hyunwoo answered honestly, I'm planning to start live streaming sometime next week. You should start looking forward to it. He added with a confident smirk, I've prepared something pretty big. Kale mumbled to himself, big by Meligo's standards. He gave a warm, satisfied smile. I'm very much looking forward to it. When Hyunwoo got home, he called out, I'm back. Yang-chan asked excitedly, bro, did you sign the contract? Hyunwoo replied confidently, of course. He then added, oh, by the way, the Guild Guild already posted a response video. Hyunwoo asked calmly, what'd they say? Yang-chan replied with a grin. They're challenging you to a fight at the Yusma Arena in 2 days, Monday at 8 p.m. He responded nonchalantly, is that so? He asked puzzled, hey, aren't you going to prepare? Hyunwoo replied firmly, that'd be a waste of time. I'm going hunting. He entered the in-game swamp area. A lizard man with fierce glowing yellow eyes opened its mouth wide, revealing a set of sharp teeth. Hyunwoo thought to himself, the lizard men in the swamp area are around level 60 to 70. I'm currently level 34, so there's a level gap of about 30. He thought in confusion. But why are they such a piece of cake? Hyunwoo thought quietly to himself, is it because I've gotten stronger from all this unique equipment and my skills, I guess, since I've only been hunting mobs lately? I've been underestimating just how OP I've become. He calculated his opponent's strength. The Guild Master Suero should be around level 85. I heard the average level of their high-ranking members is also about 70, he whispered to himself. I'm pretty sure I won't lose to them, but if I'm going to make a statement, the stronger the better. And so I've been hunting for 30 hours straight. Hyunwoo noted, I took a few breaks though, but basically it was still 30 hours of hard grinding. He gripped his sword tightly and sighed wearily. Hyunwoo groaned, I'm dead tired. I'll just check my stats, then go to sleep. He summed it up. Thanks to 3 days of diligent grinding, his skill proficiency had increased. He had also leveled up 6 times, reaching level 40. He signaled the upcoming event. Finally, the day of the battle arrived. An overhead view showed the Yusma Arena with a large red and black flag hanging above it. It represented the 2 opponents for today's match. In the stands, a blonde spectator said in surprise, the arena is normally pretty crowded, but today it's totally packed. What do you think? Will the Guild win thanks to their overwhelming numbers? His friend next to him mused, it's true they have the superior numbers, but instead of fighting all 13 at once, it's clear that a series of one-on-one duels would be more advantageous for him. He expressed his hope, I'm hoping the alleyway commander wins. Hyunwoo spoke in a mocking tone. Are all 13 of you here? You never know, one of you might have gotten cold feet and run off. Suerone laughed arrogantly. I'm glad you decided to show up. I'm going to destroy you and take back the dwarven sword, without spending a single dime. He taunted his opponent, oh, but what if you end up getting killed by your own sword? If that happens, how humiliating would that be? He shouted in rage, what did you say, you son of a bitch? Hyunwoo got ready for the fight and signaled, shall we begin? He then addressed the crowd loudly, thank you for waiting. I sincerely appreciate all the players who are here to watch this match today. Hyunwoo's voice rang out across the arena. I guarantee that none of you will leave disappointed today, so let's enjoy the show. Yang-chan watched intently through his screen. This guy really... He's become a real celebrity, hasn't he? He continued to announce the terms. As all of you know, the rule is winner takes all, and the loser deletes their character. Yang-chan choked on his water. Upon hearing Hyunwoo's final declaration, the team battle began. He announced heroically the alleyway commander versus the Guild. Hyunwoo pointed his finger forward full of confidence and defiance. 1 versus 13, it's time for a slaughter. Yang-chan mumbled his choice. A team battle, the audience in the stands asked in astonishment. Huh, did I hear that right? The person next to them immediately confirmed, you didn't mishear. He confirmed it again. Yep, it's definitely a team battle. The The system prompted Sueron, please select members for the match. He was bewildered, thinking, what the hell is this bastard plotting? Sueron couldn't understand it. He already stood no chance in a one-on-one duel. And yet he thinks he can win. When all 13 of us are fighting at once, does he have another trick up his sleeve? Hyunyu shouted impatiently, hurry up and decide. Personally, I'd rather your whole damn crew just came at me. If you only send a few, the match will be over too quickly. That's no fun at all. Sueron furiously shouted, you've got a big mouth, before composing himself. He decided resolutely in his heart, I don't care what he's planning. All that matters is that we win. Yonggu sat in the stands watching intently. Yang Chan's voice rang out half joking and half serious. If you lose, don't you dare show your face around here again. Finally, after a long wait, the match began. Jonggu spoke up excitedly. Guildmaster Sueron jumped and asked back, He was sizing up his opponent. His gear looks pretty sweet. If I take him down myself, can I have it all? He accepted the request. Sure. Everything except for the dwarven sword is yours. Jonggu smiled, sealing the deal. It's a deal then. He sneered, Bagale boss, you're finished. Acting all high and mighty just because you've got good gear and skills. You know, there are some things you'll never beat us in, Jonggu taunted aggressively. 1 levels, 2 numbers. Do you really think you can handle all 13 of us with an average level of 78? Like us. Hyunyu repeated his words. Skills and gear can't beat numbers. He raised his voice, questioning. Then why are you all alone? Jonggu confused asked back. Suddenly, before he even realized it, his body was sliced through by Hyunyu's sword. Sueron, watching from behind, thought, what the? Fear crept into his heart. He insta-killed Jonggu. The second in command of Sueron's guild cried out. He was still talking. That was a dirty move. Hyunyu retorted. The match has already started, hasn't it? Seogang said to his partner, Jonggu shouldn't have underestimated this guy. So one added, I never expected him to be strong enough to make both of us fight. Hyunyu recognized the two in front of him, the Cell killer duo, he thought to himself. The most coordinated killer duo in the guild. If you block the spear, the sword strikes. If you block the sword, you get hit by the spear. Hyunyu felt no fear in his heart. It's over. The back alley boss easily caught their weapons, speaking with a mocking tone. The killer duo, huh? How boring, Hyunyu remarked with disappointment. One of you two should have attacked my blind spot, but your attacks are too simple. With a single light slash of his sword, Seogang was easily eliminated. Sewon gasped in shock. He won! He yelled in a panic as he was cornered. Hyunyu analyzed his opponent's tactic. A spearman is useless once you're getting close. They're immediately thrown off balance. In an instant, Sewon was also turned to dust by Hyunyu. Hyunyu was pleased with his weapon. This dwarven sword isn't half bad, huh? He continued his challenge. That's 3 down. What are the rest of you waiting for? Come on. The audience in the stands roared their cheers, echoing endlessly. They chatted excitedly. The back alley boss has already taken down 3 of them. Who knows? Maybe he'll actually win this thing. Hyunyu thought to himself, time to add some fuel to the fire. He shouted, exposing them. You people monopolize dungeons and PK other players. With this pathetic level of skill, he pointed his sword at them and said with contempt, I bet you can't beat anyone other than brand new players. Why don't you just call GG? Your characters are going to get wiped anyway. The audience roared, egging them on. Are you scared? If you're scared, just GG. What are you waiting for? Sueron felt a growing sense of dread. The entire crowd was starting to side with him. Hyunyu analyzed his opponent's psychology. Striking first is crucial when fighting multiple enemies. Once you take down the first one and display your superior skills, the rest will start to panic. He confidently assessed, even if they were sure of victory before they'll start getting scared and making more mistakes. Sueron stared wide-eyed at his teammates in disbelief. Let's swarm him together. We still have 10 people left. He smiled brightly and taunted, what do you think I'm giving you time to get into formation? Hyunyu thought, if they can't coordinate in time, then this is basically just a series of one-on-one fights. He was incredibly satisfied. This is the price you pay for messing with me. You're all going to be content for my next video. Everyone at the match was dumbfounded as another series of overlapping bright blue sword slashes flashed. Piercing through the fighter's armor, another guild member fell before him. Hyunyu warned, now there are only 3 of you left. Sueron desperately tried to rally them, screaming, it's not over till it's over. If we beat him, our accounts won't be deleted. Once we win, you're finished. Turu dropped his sword and said helplessly, I surrender. The other man quickly questioned him, what are you doing? We can still win. Turu said grimly, you know we can't. The guildmaster continued, we'll only embarrass ourselves further. GTI said trembling, I want to stop here too. Surone tried to stop her. Wait. She sighed softly and confessed, I've been so focused on leveling up and getting items that I don't enjoy the arena like I used to, GT said nostalgically. I liked our guild better back then when we were just having fun. I wish I could go back to that time. She made her decision. I surrender. Suerone thought bitterly to himself. How did it come to this? He thought to himself, when I first started the guild, all I wanted was to have fun hunting with my junior members. Suero asked himself, since when did the joy of leveling up turn into this obsession to get stronger, no matter the cost? A bitter question echoed in his mind. And since when did our Black Skull Guild become the villains of the story? The audience above roared in unison, "Kill him! Kill him! Kill the guildmaster of the Black Skull Guild." Hyunwoo was worried and skeptical. "I can't believe they're actually surrendering. What if people claim it was staged because I won so easily?" Sueron suddenly stepped forward, startling him. His heart was heavy with thoughts. "As the guildmaster, everything turning out this way, it's all my fault. I will end this battle myself." Suero spoke defiantly. "The Black Skull Guild isn't finished yet, alley leader." His voice was firm. "Even if we lose our accounts, it's not the end. We will rebuild from the ground up," Sueron declared. "And the next time we meet Black Skull, won't be the villains in your story." Hyunwoo said teasingly, "What a surprise. I didn't think you still had any fight left in you." His tone became calm and sincere. "But thank you for staying to face me." To sum up the match between the alley leader and Black Skull, despite being vastly outnumbered, Kang Hyunwoo was still victorious. From that day on, the name alley leader spread as fast as a COVID infection. He also became known as the embodiment of justice. Hyunwoo held his head high after his glorious victory. "You have won the versus match, confirming you have received the reward based on the winner-takes-all rule." Everyone realized that because of this incident, many people had started to pay attention to Hyunwoo. Junggu spoke in a calm, yet disappointed voice. "I wasn't expecting much, but I never thought they'd fail this spectacularly." He said thoughtfully, "The alley leader, huh?" Junggu uttered a cold threat. "For crushing a guild under our control, you will definitely pay the price." Hyunwoo thought to himself smugly, "Jackpot, what a haul, Kale." Sitting at an outdoor cafe watching the match, he seemed quite pleased with Hyunwoo's abilities. "So this is the something to look forward to you were talking about, Mr. G?" Kale watched the match unfold. He faced 13 players alone in a character deletion match. "So this is what Meligo considers a big deal, huh?" He exclaimed, impressed. "If you had told me you were planning to participate in a character deletion match, I probably would have tried to stop you. But looking at how the entire community is going crazy for you, it seems you've certainly made a big name for yourself." Kale felt proud of his decision. "You achieved your own goal and brought in a decent profit at the same time. My choice back then really wasn't a waste after all." A server said politely, "Your steak, sir." He smiled and replied, "Thank you." Kale thought with certainty, "How many more times are you going to surprise me in the future?" "This is truly something to look forward to, Mr. G." Hyunwoo sat on the sofa, his face scrunched up in annoyance. Yang Chan, standing nearby, asked, "What's wrong? Didn't the contract signing and taking care of Black Skull go smoothly?" He replied sullenly, "Look." He looked at the TV in surprise. "Huh, the Golden Eagle, Lok?" a reporter asked. "Or should I call you Yonghan Baek?" The man replied in a relaxed tone. "Whatever you're comfortable with is fine by me." "Sunbae," Yang Chan said in disbelief. "Since when did Yonghan Baek debut as a professional player?" Hyunwoo stared at the TV screen, his eyes filled with hatred. "I wonder if I hadn't seen his damn face. Maybe I would have completely forgotten about getting revenge. That settles it." Hyunwoo was filled with determination. "My number one goal is to become a professional player," he said resolutely, "so I can destroy him in the arena." Hyunwoo declared firmly, "I can't afford to be lazy anymore. I have to keep practicing my skills and get stronger. I'm going to log on." Yang Chan exclaimed in shock. "Huh, he's worried about Hyunwoo. Are you just going to plant yourself in that cupboard all day?" A tall, sturdy wooden gate appeared in the stone wall at the southern main gate of the capital brick. Hyunwoo silently thought to himself, "I just finished dealing with that Gilhak business. At last I can finally start the main scenario quest." Very few people know about the fourth main scenario quest. If I gather all the related information, I can monopolize the fifth main scenario quest as well. Atangi said in an excited voice, If I want to hunt down the dark mages in Brick, I'll have to face the Andes. It's best to form a party with a priest. But I don't have anyone to rely on. I guess I'll have to go alone for now." "You are not alone, my block-headed master. You still have me here." Yeonyu tilted his head, his expression still pensive. "The problem is, I don't even know where to start in Brick." The voice shouted in frustration. "Don't you ignore me. I know the layout of the southern cemetery perfectly. And the Black Cave is located in the north. The Black Cave was a popular hunting ground due to the abundant experience gained from defeating the Scatlands." Hyunwoo spoke wearily. "But ever since the poisonous ghouls appeared and proved to be extremely difficult to kill, very few players come to this area anymore. In the end, which place is better to go to?" The cemetery was cold, the landscape dominated by bare trees and large stone crosses. He felt a hint of anxiety. "I've arrived at the cemetery. It wouldn't be good to be disturbed by others while I'm doing a main scenario quest." Seok-jong hurried up from behind and called out, "Hey, why do you keep trying to go alone? I told you it's better if we go together." Hyunwoo walked on without saying a word, silently fuming. "I don't get why this guy keeps following me." He recalled what the man had said. He was of mixed Chinese-Korean descent and was also starting a farm. His name was Kim Seok-jong. Then a vague recognition dawned on him. "Oh, isn't the guy in that ridiculous outfit the alley boss?" Hyunwoo felt uncomfortable. He recognized me at the south gate and started following me. Seok-jong gave Hyunwoo a questioning look. "Hey, were you planning on leaving me behind?" He replied coldly, "I wouldn't dare. I was planning to hunt in the cemetery. So, goodbye." Hyunwoo thought irritably, "Damn it, I really want to ditch this guy." But I don't want any nasty rumors spreading in the community. Seok-jong grabbed his shirt and pulled him back. You're planning to hunt ghouls too. Hyun-yu honestly confirmed, yes, I'm going to hunt ghouls. Not many people go there, so it's a perfect grinding spot. He thought in astonishment. He pulled me back so easily. Even though my strength stat is over 200. Just how much did this guy invest in strength? He lowered his voice and asked directly, don't tell me you're planning to look for the dark mages. Seok-jong's voice took on a mysterious, curious tone. How do you think I knew? It's a secret. Hyun-yu wondered, how does he know about my quest? Is he also doing the main scenario quest? The man enthusiastically made a suggestion. I have business with the dark mages too, so let's go together. What do you say? I know where they are, so I don't think you'll leave me behind now, right? Hyun-yu asked, stunned. You know where the dark mages are? Seok-jong said in a smug voice, of course, I suggested this because I also know how strong you are. And as for me, I've already mastered my second job class. Hyun-yu stammered, is that so? He thought in a panic, I'm a bit suspicious since he gains nothing from bringing me along. But if he wanted to kill me, he would have done it already. He planned his escape route. If it comes to that, I just need to make a run for it. Hyun-yu smiled and agreed. All right, let's go together, Hyung-nim, he said approvingly. Smart choice, kid. Seok-jong led him to a cross-shaped tombstone. He said with certainty, the dark mage's hideout is right here. Hyun-yu asked doubtfully, but this is just a grave. Seok-jong calmly replied, what's the rush? Just wait a bit, kid. Hyun-yu looked with surprise at the equipment on his hands. It was the iron gauntlet given to the little Buddhist. Seok-jong confirmed, you know about this too. That's right. This is the reward from my job class. A famous secondary job class, the Buddhist. The strictest among them, the little Buddhists, all belong to the Sun Temple. Seok-jong clenched his gauntleted fist and shattered the cross-shaped tombstone. He thought to himself, that place has a ton of ridiculous requirements. Basically, if you're not acknowledged by the head Buddhist, you can't change to that job class. Rumor has it that not many people are suited for it. Hyun-yu thought to himself, that must be it. Because he's no ordinary player, that's for sure. He called out, hey kid, the entrance is open, let's go down. A vicious ghoul with a gaunt grayish-blue face appeared, but with just one punch, CEO John easily destroyed it. Hyun-woo was stunned, beads of sweat trickling down his temples. Watching from behind, he thought to himself, he truly is a little disciple. Every strike is so graceful, yet brimming with power. But a nagging thought remained. I've never heard the name Kim Kok-jong before. How can someone so strong be completely unknown? Hyun-woo refocused on his objective. This was no time to be marveling at him. The top priority was to complete the main scenario. He silently praised Hyun-woo's fighting style. Every single movement was so fluid. Kok-jong grimaced and complained, the damn Jung-gu. He said he was curious about the one who single-handedly wiped out the Hacklow Guild. And in the end, he makes me go and find him. His voice filled with excitement. You're pretty promising, aren't you? I'm starting to like this. At some point, 3 hounds had latched onto Kok-jong, but he effortlessly took them down without breaking a sweat. He looked at Hyun-woo with interest. The boss of the alley. Now, what should I do with you? The apprentice dark mage lay gasping on the floor, an expression of utter terror on his face. Blood trickled from the corner of his mouth as he rasped in a weak voice. You damn adventurers! He cried out in fear, no! Hyun-woo stood up straight, thinking he's probably just an apprentice, so this shouldn't affect the quest's progress. He spoke up, good work, Hyung-nim. Seok-jong replied, you too, kid. Hyun-woo had his own thoughts. Even though the dark mage was defeated, the quest wasn't over yet. Since the number required for the quest is indefinite, it means we have to defeat more of them. He turned to look at Kok-jong, thinking, but still. And so we did just take down one dark mage. But how do I get away from this guy? Hyun-woo's mind was racing. What do I do now? He thought it through carefully. Based on his skills, he's probably a top ranker. It's probably best to just stay on friendly terms with him, right? Kok-jong thought seriously. He seems pretty cautious. If I invite him to join the guild now, he'll definitely get suspicious. And if by some chance he's already in a guild, that would be mortifying. I have to make a good impression first. Hyun-woo tried to find an excuse to leave. Oh no, what do I do? I have to go. I'll be late for a hunting party with my friend, he said calmly. Yeah, you should probably get going then. Friends are important, right? If you have an appointment, I won't keep you. Hyun-woo hurriedly ran off, not forgetting to say goodbye. Thanks for the help, Kok-hyung-nim. Kok-jong just watched as Hyun-woo's back slowly disappeared from view. He let out a soft sigh and put a hand to his head. I didn't even have the courage to say it. I'm such a pathetic loser. Kok-jong opened up a screen, the pale blue light reflecting on his face. He spoke in a serious tone. Guildmaster, it's me. Kok-jong then made a firm request. Jung-gu, stop investigating the boss of the alley. The man exclaimed in surprise. What, why? All of a sudden, he emphasized coldly. I said, stop. Are you going to make me repeat myself? And while you're at it, drop any thoughts of revenge or anything similar. Kok-jong smirked, his eyes full of confidence. That kid is about to become one of my juniors. Next time we meet, I'll definitely make you join our big family. The system announced the launch of the Arena Agua streaming platform, which also integrated a sensory reproduction feature. A digital simulation. The price for the service would be set by the uploader, allowing people to pay and experience the sensations from the arena video inside their Cooper. It was a high-tech feature that allowed players to experience the video from every angle. Hyun-woo clicked on the screen and exclaimed in surprise, whoa, the video of the Hacklow fight. He already has this many views, he said, stunned. 1,800,000 views and 10,000 sensory reproductions. Hyunwoo's eyes widened. Each sensory reproduction was worth 50 cents. If you multiply that by 10,000, he felt a surge of joy. That means I made $5,000 from just one video. He crossed his arms and turned his head to look at the Cooper device. The device was shaped like a horizontal egg with a transparent jade green lid revealing a chamber inside. Young Chan walked in from outside and spoke affectionately. Hyunwoo, what do you want to eat? All he could think were 3 simple words. What the hell? In his room, Hyunwoo was kneeling, bowing before the game device. Once again, he stepped into the world of Arena. He was focused, pointing at the screen as he reconfirmed his quest. So how many Dark Mages do I have to defeat exactly? A notification appeared on the screen. Defeat the Dark Mages. Hyunwoo wondered aloud, since the number is indefinite, does that mean I'll have to defeat 2, 3, or maybe even 10 of them? Hyunwoo looked up, observing his surroundings. Then he made an observation. The Black Cave is really crowded. Hyunwoo thought anxiously. I've gotten pretty famous now. What am I going to do if someone recognizes me? Suddenly a voice rang out. Oh, look. It was a girl's voice. Isn't that Hyunwoo Oppa? He thought to himself with a smirk. I knew a fangirl would recognize me eventually. Hyunwoo turned his head completely, his eyes widening as far as they could go. Huh, she said excitedly. See? I told you it was him. Her friend next to her praised her. You're the best. He was startled to realize it was Yuji and Youngjun. She greeted him cheerfully. It's been a while, hasn't it? I didn't think we'd meet again in a place like this. Youngjun asked enthusiastically, Hyung, have you been doing well? Hyunwoo stammered, long time no see, huh? He cringed. What kind of joke is this? Hyunwoo thought in a panic. I can't believe I ran into Yuji here of all places. Yuji looked at him with concern. What's wrong, Oppa? Are you hurt somewhere? Hyunwoo recalled his past. Yuji, Youngjun, and I. We were all really close when we were kids, but the reason I'm a bit wary of Yuji isn't because she's Young Chan's sister. She linked her arm with his, tilting her head and asking, Oppa, I heard a rumor you're living at my older brother's house, is that right? Hyunwoo replied nervously, yeah. Yuji's voice turned cheerful. Does that mean you're part of my family now? He remembered the past. It was because Yuji had confessed to him before. Hyunwoo thought in fear, I barely managed to dodge that bullet back then. After that, her actions became too much for me to handle. He stammered, about that. Youngjun frowned annoyed and cut in Nuna. He was telling Yuji, stop teasing him. You're making him blush. She turned back with a playful voice, Nya nya. I only think of you as a friend. Youngjun tilted his head and asked, Hyung, are you here to hunt in the dark cave? We got an invite from someone else, but told them we couldn't go. So would you like to join us instead? Hyunwoo said in surprise. A party, Youngjun replied confidently. Our party has 3 members. Our other friend is a warrior. Just trust us, we'll carry you all the way. Yuji said affectionately, let's go hunt together, Oppa. Hyunwoo considered it. Huh. They don't know that I'm the boss of the alley or about my glorious past. Young Chan's family has always taken care of me, he thought, making his decision. So I'll play with them for a bit as a way to pay them back. Hyunwoo nodded decisively. All right, it's a deal. I'll be counting on you guys to carry me then. The 3 of them shouted in unison, let's do this! Hyunwoo was in the vanguard, 2 swords in hand, ready for battle. But before he could even make a move, the 2 undead in front of him were quickly destroyed. He turned his head to look back at them. He praised them inwardly. Their skills are pretty good. At first, when I heard it was a 3-person team, I was skeptical about their abilities, but at this rate I think we could even conquer a level 90 undead dungeon. Hyunwoo observed Youngjun's fighting skills. Youngjun's arrows are always accurate. The kid can even fire consecutive shots. 1 arrow, 1 kill, he silently noted. Over here. Yuji is also constantly timing her blessing buff, so it doesn't run out. Just casting the blessing buff is hard enough. And yet she even manages to time the armor buff perfectly too. He smiled confidently. I think I can let these 2 help me with that quest. Yuji shouted from a distance, Shield! She ran over and asked worriedly, Oppa, stop spacing out, you're getting hurt. After a long non-stop battle, the undead were wiped out. Youngjun and Yuji said in amazement, an unstable dungeon. Hyunwoo explained the job he had to do. I received a quest to eliminate the necromancers, and that unstable dungeon is supposed to appear inside this dark cave. He quietly decided it's probably best to hide the fact that it's a main scenario quest. Hyunwoo asked curiously, how many hours are you 2 planning to play today? Youngjun replied politely, about 8 hours, Hyung. He nodded and replied, that should be enough time. Hyunwoo made an offer, so you 2 want in? Yuji immediately agreed. Yes. Youngjun excitedly declared, an unstable dungeon. The rewards must be incredible. Of course we're going. Hyunwoo smiled brightly. Then let's do our best together. He thought smugly to himself, a real hell's waiting for you 2 up ahead. A new battle began. 1 hour passed, then 3, until finally 7 hours had gone by. Youngjun called out trembling, Hyunwoo Hyung. We've been searching for that dungeon for 7 straight hours. Are you sure it's going to appear? He said wearily. I feel like we're about to explore this entire dark cave. He wondered to himself, it should have been around here somewhere. Hyunwoo suggested, let's take a short break. He admitted to himself, I've hunted for an entire day straight without any problems before, but this kid is really tired. Hyunwoo was a little surprised, but Yuji doesn't look tired at all. A natural talent for Arena Yangjun plopped down on the stone floor. Phew, I can't go on. Let's just rest for a bit, Hyung. He suddenly fell backward. A system notification popped up. You have discovered the laboratory of apprentice necromancer Adele. Confirmed to enter. Hyunwoo said proudly, Nice one, Yangjun. Cold dark stairs stretched down into the so-called laboratory. Inside the room, Adele was busy at his experiment table. His hands moved ceaselessly. He spoke in a sinister voice. If this research is recognized, I'll be able to advance to a full-fledged necromancer. Once I succeed, I'll expand my undead army and take revenge on those who dared to look down on me. He laughed maniacally. This is only the first step in my grand plan. Anyway, Hyunwoo's voice shattered his joy. So you're the one who created that horde of undead? He covered his mouth, snickering sarcastically. Thanks for blurting out your entire plan for us. Adele stepped back in shock. How did you get in here? Holding his sword, Hyunwoo said confidently, We're all tired. Let's get this over with quickly. He laughed wickedly. You cowardly adventurers will regret ever stepping into my laboratory. Adele raised his hand, summoning a monster. BP. A ferocious beast with 6 blue eyes burst through the wall, appearing in the middle of the room. The three of them stared at it in shock. Adele shouted with excitement, Go become food for my masterpiece, the great bone bear. BP, tear them to shreds for me. Hyunwoo gave the orders. I'll deal with the bear. You two attack the dark mage. Yuji screamed a warning. Hyung. Suddenly it's charging from behind to ambush you. BP unleashed a powerful attack. A blinding streak of light aimed straight at Hyunwoo. Yuji cried out in shock. Oppa! BP growled fiercely, looking up and roaring loudly, its 6 blue eyes blazing with terrifying power. Angrily, it watched its prey slip from its grasp. Hyunwoo reassured his teammates, Don't worry, but this monster probably isn't his full strength. This is no joke. Its 6 blazing blue eyes stared straight ahead, full of menace. Yuji stammered in shock. He looked up to the sky and let out a ferocious roar that made the air tremble. A notification appeared. Great Bone Bear uses skill intimidation. He was stunned. It can use intimidation. Information updated due to the effect of fighting spirit. Great Bone Bear's intimidation has been nullified, he thought in shock. Intimidation is a wide area crowd control skill that only high-level monsters can use. In the worst-case scenario, we could all be wiped out by that thing. Are they okay? Huh, Hyunwoo said in surprise. Adele spoke arrogantly. So what do you think of BP's skill, huh? An arrow shot out at high speed, a mere blur, heading straight for him. The arrow pierced Adele's chest, his face going blank with pain. Yuji and Yangjun were faintly visible through the smoke and dust. Hyunwoo praised her internally. Amazing Yuji. She timed the end of Intimidation's effect perfectly. And she knew it was a control skill, so she immediately used an immunity skill on Yangjun. He felt proud. Her senses are incredible. It stood towering before them. He witnessed Adele collapse to the floor. He weakly whispered, BP. It remembered his childhood. From now on, your name is BP. Eat up and grow big, okay, BP, BP. It lifted its face to the sky, crying for its master. BP went into a complete rage, its eyes burning with uncontrollable fire. Yangjun asked in alarm, What's going on? Is it angry because its master died? He made a cold decision. Round 2, is it? I guess I should summon my ultimate weapon. Hyunwoo raised his hand and shouted, Summon Tangi! A powerful voice spoke up. Summoning me means you're in trouble, doesn't it, you blockhead master? No need to worry because I'm here now. He suddenly lowered his voice. Sorry to bother you. Tangi bounced around, urging, Hurry up and destroy that disgusting thing, blockhead master. He replied, I know. Give me the buff. A system notification popped up. Received Bear's soul. Stamina and strength stats increased. Received the blessing of the ancient forest. Defense stat increased. Health will continuously regenerate. Hyunwoo charged straight at BP, his sword enveloped in a blue light ready for a direct confrontation. Yuji grabbed Tangi. You're so cute. Yangjun walked over and asked gently, Is that your pet Hyunwoo Hyung? She asked in a gentle voice. What's your name? He replied irritably. I am Tangi. Now let me go. Human? Yuji really liked it. You're so cute. Do you want to come with me? Tangi hurriedly cried for help. Blockhead master, save me, Hyunwoo grumbled while fighting. Can't you guys see I'm in the middle of a battle? You took care of the dark mage and now you're just fooling around. Hyunwoo said tensely. Let's hurry up and finish this thing. He powered up further. Activate Titan's strength. Attack stat will increase immediately. Hyunwoo landed an extremely powerful blow on BP's vital point. He sprang high into the air, preparing to deliver the finishing blow. Hyunwoo swung his sword, creating a series of lightning-fast slashes. BP's whole body lost its strength, collapsing to the ground in pain. Adele watched in agony as his pet was defeated. He uttered his last words in his mind, BP. It used the last of its strength to try and reach for Adele. What a touching end, Hyunwoo exclaimed in surprise. Oh! The system chimed with a congratulatory message. He said joyfully, Awesome quest complete. Quest details defeat Dark Mages 2 out of 2. Return and report to LeBron to complete the quest. Received Adele's research notebook. Yangjun had an excited look on his face. Hyung, what should we do with these dropped items? He asked with interest, "What's there?" He replied, "The dark mage dropped a staff and a mage skill book, and the bear dropped a strange marble." And Yangjun added, "I'm not sure what it is either. Hyungyu should try appraising it." Hyunwoo took the red marble, feeling a bit curious. "This is..." He was thrilled. "I can't believe I got this here." "Awesome," Hyunwoo happily announced. "I just need this marble, that's all. The rest is all for you too." Yuji spoke up shyly. "Is that really okay? It was your quest after all." Yangjun hesitated. "But you handled all the hard parts." He explained cheerfully. "It's fine. Just think of it as a gift from me. And besides, it's been a while since we've seen each other." Yangjun and Yuji called out to him, touched. "Oh, Hyung." Hyunwoo took the lead in saying goodbye. "It's getting late. Shall we log out?" "Yes," Yangjun obediently replied. Kang Hyunwoo didn't bother explaining that to him the marble alone was more than worth it. He returned to the city and went to the fortress where 2 guards were standing watch. LeBron was already there waiting. "You're back already?" "That was faster than I thought." He asked in a stern voice how the investigation was going. Hyunwoo explained that this was the research journal of the Dark Magician. LeBron stared intently at the notebook, saying, "His Majesty will surely be pleased with this." He said to Hyunwoo, "All right, let's prepare to leave." Startled, he asked, "What do you mean, sir?" He turned his head and calmly replied, "We must go have an audience with His Majesty. You're the one who investigated this case, and if you don't go, who is going to report it to him?" Hyunwoo stammered, "The Emperor." The story goes that in the 3 years since Arena's launch, not a single person had been allowed to set foot in the Yusma Imperial Palace. That was also why so many guilds were hanging around LeBron's mansion, because they believed he had a connection to the main scenario. LeBron gazed pensively ahead, and they were right, thanks to that. "That's up, Domoke." The first player to set foot in the Imperial Palace had appeared. A notification sound went off. "You have received the title first to enter the Imperial Palace." Hyunwoo looked around. With a slightly dazed expression, he thought, "So this is the Imperial Palace." LeBron turned to him reassuringly. "Don't be so tense. His Majesty is a refined man. Even when he dislikes someone, he is always graceful and magnanimous." Hyunwoo bowed his head and replied, "I understand, Sir LeBron." Inwardly, however, he thought, "Dislikes me, huh? And do I really look that tense?" Hyunwoo smirked to himself. "Since the Yusma Imperial Palace is the focal point of the main scenario, I wonder just how many high-quality items the Emperor will bestow upon me." LeBron began to explain. "This is the throne room where His Majesty presides. He already knows you're an adventurer. So there's no need to be overly formal." LeBron nodded and gestured. "All right, you can go in." His face paled slightly as he thought, this is where the Emperor sits. He was already sitting majestically on the throne waiting. Alexander smiled brightly. "You've arrived, LeBron." Hyunwoo looked up and thought, "That's the Emperor." "He's younger than I thought," he mused. LeBron respectfully announced, "Your Majesty. This adventurer is the one who investigated the truth behind the break incident." Alexander's eyes widened, scanning him from head to toe. Then he spoke mockingly. "So this is the adventurer who runs errands for you." The system displayed, "You have been paralyzed by the power of domination." Hyunwoo's face drained of color in fear. "What is this? I can't move." He trembled, thinking, "This is just like the pressure I felt when I met Rakun. No, it's even stronger." A chill ran down his spine at the Emperor's power. What kind of monster will he become in the future? LeBron bowed and said in a restrained tone, "Your Majesty, this is not the time for jokes." Hyunwoo, his face still ashen, thought to himself, I can move again." Alexander's voice turned icy. "LeBron, do you think I look like I'm joking?" He suddenly vanished from the throne, reappearing instantly in front of LeBron. "Are you prepared to pay the price for disrespecting the throne?" LeBron remained completely silent, his cold gaze unwavering. He glared back, retorting, "You were the one who summoned us here. But now you want to play games, pay the price. You say, do you wish to challenge my title?" Alexander was stunned as LeBron stared him down. Hyunwoo frowned, wondering to himself, is LeBron always like this? What the hell is wrong with this crazy empire? Hyunwoo thought doubtfully. If I remember correctly, when I was looking up information on the main scenario, I saw some things about these two. The story of Yusma's Emperor Alexander, who was now angrily demanding, "So why are you always cooped up in your house, huh? Get to work, you damn bastard." And the Empire's strongest knight, LeBron, who laughed in response, "You think you can threaten me? A Grand Duke like myself has the right to be lazy. You, the Emperor, are the one who should be handling all the work." They were both students of the captain of the Imperial Knights. Basically, the two of them were friends, which is why they could argue so comfortably. "Get to work. You get to work." Hyunwoo watched speechless. One of them is the Emperor, and the other is a duke, for crying out loud. They argue like a bunch of women haggling at the market. He spoke up, exasperated. "Can I leave now?" The two of them finally paused, realizing. We forgot about you." A moment later, Alexander smiled and said, "It is good that you have come, adventurer. I have summoned you here because there is a quest I wish to entrust to you. However, the Imperial budget isn't exactly overflowing, so it's necessary to appraise your skills." Hyunwoo was surprised to hear that. Now he's acting all normal, he thought. The Emperor continued, "I will test whether you are suitable for this task or not." A quest was immediately issued. "Prove your qualifications." Alexander casually explained, "The request is simple. You just have to show me how incredible you are. You have 2 weeks, which means the test will end in 15 days. If you pass the deadline without any results, don't expect to see me a second time. Hyunwoo thought to himself, another coded mission. How lucky am I if I can win 100 matches and earn the Emperor's trust, so be it. Immediately after, he bowed respectfully. If you'll allow me, I will display all of my skills. Back in reality, Kang-chan asked in amazement, so you completed a main scenario by yourself? He continued with a hint of jealousy. I'm glad you were the one who completed the main scenario. But you didn't even need my help. I'm a little jealous. It was too easy for you, wasn't it? Hyunwoo scratched his head and laughed sheepishly. Haha, isn't luck a type of skill too? He hesitated for a moment. But the problem is, according to the plan, I was only supposed to fight in the arena during events after I became a streamer. But now things have turned out like this. So I think it's best to just start streaming from the arena next Monday. Kang-chan asked, so what will you do for the remaining 5 days? He answered honestly. I'll post a few promotional videos and then grind to level 50. Kang-chan suddenly remembered, oh, I heard you met Yuji and Hyunjun, right? They said you even gave them items for free. Did you also tell them, I'm letting you live here? Hyunwoo continued, they deserve to get them. And I've already found what I was looking for. So it's not a big deal. Kang-chan chided him lightly, you sly dog. I hope we can witness it once again. Witness the glorious era of a guildmaster. Hyunwoo looked at him as he smiled in anticipation. He bumped fists to show his sincerity. Of course, just you wait and see. The scene changes to a lush green forest. Here, Hyunwoo is looking with amusement at the magic manipulation book in his hand. He clicks his tongue. It really was a good idea to sign a contract with Nai. And this thing is really expensive. He said to Tangi, this skill book I got from signing the contract with Nai, a magic stat of 60 is enough. So, I'll use it properly. After speaking, Hyunwoo grabbed his sword and charged into practice. He pointed the tip of his sword straight to the sky, and in an instant, a large amount of aura gathered. A single slash from Hyunwoo was released instantly, tearing through space. He momentarily shouted with excitement, let's go, I'm a swordsman now. Seeing this, Tangi ran over gleefully. Blockhead Master. Didn't you say you had something for me? Hyunwoo then took out the core of the Great Bear. Ah, I almost forgot. This, Tangi couldn't help but ask in amazement. The core, quick, give it to me. He deliberately teased him. If you call me Master from now on, I'll give it to you. Without hesitation, he immediately shouted 3 times. Master, 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 Tangi, excited, threatened, tremble before me. Blockhead Master, I have become powerful. Hyunwoo shouted in annoyance. I told you to drop the blockhead part. Looking at the information windows appearing one after another, he froze for a moment and gasped. It even picked up a new skill, isn't it developing way too fast? Its stats are even higher than mine. Tangi immediately leaped to the ground, laughing sinisterly. I think it's time we changed our positions. Blockhead Master, are you ready to serve me for the rest of your life? As he spoke, he gathered a large amount of power in his hand and looked toward him. Hyunwoo angrily bonked him hard on the head. I told you to just call me Master. The day of Hyunwoo's stream was drawing closer, and at the same time, his channel's subscriber count was increasing at a dizzying pace. His new video, The Bear Dog Massacre, had already received 500,000 views. The number of sense recreations also increased, and Hyunwoo's already full wallet was getting even fuller. The video with the most views was a 1-minute video that was uploaded with it. That video announced the date of Hyunwoo's debut as a streamer and his upcoming matches. Rumors began to spread widely among the viewers of that video. They all chatted amongst themselves. Ali Leader said his debut will be a 100-match winning streak in the arena. 100 straight wins? Are the arena rankings about to be turned upside down? Elsewhere, a loud laugh echoed next to a monster's corpse. Gukjeong praised his junior with satisfaction. He really knows how to make people laugh. Yoongu wondered, do you think Ali Leader can really pull off a miracle? He calmly affirmed, of course, it won't be long before he reaches my level too. He continued with anticipation. Hearing you say that makes me want to try fighting him too. Gukjeong asked smugly. He said he's going for a 100-win streak. You think you could beat him? I have strong faith in him. On the other side, Tangi was continuously casting lightning, lightning, lightning. A level up notification immediately rang out. Hyunwoo, exhausted, wiped his forehead and sighed in relief. He shouted with joy, finally, I've reached level 50. Tangi, sitting nearby, complained exhaustedly. Blockhead Master, I want to rest, Hyunwoo said with a bit of disappointment. Lightning is an overpowered skill, but it sure costs a lot of mana, huh? All right, let's take a break. He clenched his fist in anticipation. All my equipment has been upgraded too. Now the preparations for the stream are complete. Suddenly a giant bird landed unexpectedly. Hyunwoo jumped back in surprise. He was shocked to recognize the delivery person, Pike. The other person continued with amusement, Pike. Looking at the small chest in Hyunwoo's hand, he asked, doubtfully, Kael. A small letter appeared. To Ali Leader, this is a small gift from my boss. It's not related to the contract. I hope you like it. P.S. I'm really looking forward to Meligo's return. Hyunwoo immediately opened the chest with a confused look. A set of shiny armor quickly appeared. He swiftly put on the outfit. Hyunwoo said loudly, satisfied. The Black Panther set I used when I was Meligo. He sent it for the arena stream. The requirement to enter the arena rankings is 20 wins, so I just need to win another 80 matches. I'm determined to claim the #1 spot in the Meligo ranked arena. let the entire server witness the return of a legend who once dominated countless platforms. The massive collapse of streaming platforms, coupled with the rise of virtual reality games, created many issues, including latency in transmitting information from PC streams. The problem of information transmission latency was never resolved. Consequently, the stock prices of many streaming platforms plummeted, but just then, one company stepped in and bought up all of those platforms. That company was Quincy, the developer of the game Arena. Its CEO spoke out asking, "Do people only want to watch streams on a screen? Don't you want to watch them inside a cuber?" These words from the Quincy company sparked a revolution in the streaming industry, and so systems allowing for live stream viewing within cubers began to flourish. Furthermore, the Quincy company eliminated the commission fees it would take from streamers' donations. Instead, donations would be paid in Arena Gold, no longer in cash. This all happened during the 2 years Hyunwoo was away for his military service, and it's the reason why Arena maintained its undisputed top position in the industry. Looking at the system screen, a stunned Hyunwoo exclaimed, "The stream hasn't even started, and there are already several thousand people in the waiting room. Wow, I didn't expect so many people for my first stream. I'm starting to get a little nervous." With that thought, he carefully put on his mask and stepped forward with determination. Let's begin. The live stream started, and a flood of comments instantly appeared. Been waiting forever. "Hello, Back Alley King. Hello, Back Alley King. Back Alley King, watching you fight those guys from Hatsu was so epic. Let's get this started." Hyunwoo cheered enthusiastically. "Hello, everyone. I'm a new streamer. My name is Back Alley King." He thought nervously, the Back Alley King's first stream is starting. At the same time, a few yellow notification windows suddenly popped up, startling him. Huh? Hyunwoo's eyes widened as he continued, "Thank you, Jack loves you, sir. And Saigon Rich Kid for donating gold." He wondered suspiciously, are these sudden donations the things Yang Chan told me about? He fondly recalled his friend's advice. It might feel strange at first, but things will officially begin when you receive gold and get a fan club. Hyunwoo thought with a start, Yang Chan, I guess it's officially started. The viewers at that moment couldn't help but say to each other in amazement, he just started and he's already getting non-stop gold donations. Look, they're making Back Alley King all flustered. His voice trembling, he spoke up. As I've announced, I will try to achieve 100 consecutive wins in the arena. During this first stream, some commenters scoffed, on what grounds you think winning 100 straight matches is a piece of cake? With the Back Alley King's class, it should be quick and easy. Hyunwoo meticulously explained, this is my current level in class. I will be proceeding with this level 50 character as previously announced. Seeing this, they exclaimed in surprise, wow, level 50 for real. What level were those previous videos filmed at? It'll be tough to win 100 straight. That level's too low. Hyunwoo confidently announced, I will now enter the arena. In the arena, only one mode exists, one-on-one duels inside a vast coliseum. The winner ranks up and the loser ranks down. It's also known as a ranked match. Who you're matched with is based on internal criteria. If you keep winning consecutively, you can skyrocket through the ranks. A system notification chimed, stopping him. Hyunwoo thought, the first 20 matches are considered a promotion test. I heard that a streamer went from rank 400 million to the 100 millionth rank after winning all 20 consecutive promotion matches. The ranked match is starting. He was a bit tense. The promotion matches are so important that they say if you mess them up, you have to restart the character from scratch. However, Hyunwoo easily parried the attack from his opponent. This left his opponent frozen momentarily at a disadvantage. Hyunwoo's opponent trembled in fear. What kind of strength is this? He watched his opponent and smirked to himself. Usually when you first enter the arena, you get matched with players around level 30 or 40. Of course, for me, this is a piece of cake. At the same time, at a certain company, a coach suddenly pushed the door open and called out loudly, Manager, Woo-jong. Yes. She asked excitedly, have you heard? The Back Alley King is Kang Hyunwoo. He repeated skeptically, Kang Hyunwoo. Woo-jong was stunned. Kang Hyunwoo. You don't mean Meligoat, the one who rejected our offer before. The coach confirmed, yes, that's Meligoat. He's streaming arena content now. He asked again, can we recruit him this time? She hesitated, guessing it'll probably be difficult. If he joins another team, could we even compete? With just Hanbik, our team doesn't seem to be enough. Hearing that, Woo-jong snapped, I told you not to talk about that here. He said worriedly, Hanbik's father is a very powerful person. If we upset him, what will we do? The coach insisted, if the alley leader debuts as a pro gamer, Hanbik won't stand a chance. What do we do? Faced with this, Woo-jong could only sigh in frustration. How's the arena match going? She answered honestly, he's already won 40 consecutive matches. Hanbik, standing to the side, trembled with anger. That guy they call the alley leader is better than me. Meanwhile, Hyunwoo was cheering enthusiastically. Oh yeah, that's 50 wins in a row. Exhausted, he let out a sigh of relief. Phew. Everyone I've made it into the top of 100 million now. One person commented with boredom, he's just fighting a bunch of newbies. This is so boring. I'm out of leaving Hyunwoo stunned. Huh, he thought nervously. Come to think of it, I've won 50 matches in a row. It was too easy, like a complete massacre. Maybe that's why everyone's getting bored. Hyunwoo wondered, is there something exciting I can do to keep the viewers from getting bored? Ah, he suddenly remembered. That's right. I've seen other people taking on challenges. I want to try it too. Does anyone know how to do it? Immediately after he said that, someone donated. Hyunwoo scratched his head confused and asked, I'll take on a challenge. What kind of challenge would you like? The other person immediately requested, fight your 51st match with your bare hands. Hearing that, he couldn't help but be shocked. You want me to fight barehanded? Hyunwoo asked excitedly. How did you know? My left fist can knock someone out cold, and my right fist is a one-hit kill. Contrary to his confidence, people started saying to each other, I guess the stream's going to end at 50 consecutive wins. Thanks for watching the Alley Leader until now. Very quickly, Hyunwoo found an opponent. The ranked match began. He looked at the person before him, carefully sizing him up. My opponent is a spear user, looks to be around level 70. Everyone please pay close attention to the combat guide. Fighting barehanded isn't hard at all. Seeing this, his opponent unleashed a skill in annoyance. Barehanded, are you trying to throw the game? The attack was powerful, but luckily Hyunwoo dodged it. This scene made his opponent's eyes go wide in shock. Hyunwoo said confidently, for the first attack, you just need to dodge it lightly. And right after that, you need to strike your opponent's weak spot fast and decisively. His opponent was immediately stunned. Hyunwoo took the opportunity to unleash a barrage of attacks. Next, a continuous combo. As soon as the opponent was stunned, he clenched his fist in excitement. And for the finish, Hyunwoo decisively threw a punch and declared the one-hit kill. He watched with satisfaction as his opponent went flying and asked the audience, what do you all think? Hyunwoo winked smugly, as if to say, easy right. The comment section exploded with the fans' chaotic posts. Professor, I don't know if I can follow your lecture and fighting barehanded so badass like that. I knew you'd win. Someone else suddenly commented, I want to issue a challenge too. Hyunwoo scratched his head awkwardly. I'm ready to accept challenges. Bring 'em on, everyone. And just like that, his first stream was a huge success. Looking at the quest window before him, Hyunwoo was amazed. Whoa, he exclaimed happily. Everyone, because I won 90 matches in a row, I got this quest. If I win 100 consecutive matches, I'll receive a title. Everyone started commenting at once. So you get a quest for 90 straight wins. So what? It's not like any of us could do it anyway. I can't even win 3 matches in a row. Let alone 100. Someone suddenly donated. Hyunwoo cheered with joy. You're saying, if I complete this quest, you'll give me 10,000 gold. He rejoiced silently. 10,000 gold is 10 million won. Right after that, Hyunwoo found an opponent. The ranked battle began. His opponent was immediately frozen in fear. Without the slightest hesitation, Hyunwoo charged forward with his sword. Die, he thought. I have to get that 10 million won. And just like that, player Kang Hyunwoo was victorious. Not long after another victory announcement rang out, Hyunwoo let out a wicked laugh. My 10 million won! He won the 99th match as well. As Hyunwoo, now exhausted, wiped his sweat, he announced joyfully, I finally won 99 matches in a row. Everyone, I just need to win one more match. And I'll be able to get my hands on that 10 million won. The audience was speechless, commenting, damn, look at that greedy bastard. The power of money is terrifying. Hyunwoo pointed straight at the opponent who appeared challenging them. Let's start the battle for the final goal. Right here, right now. Come on out, you sacrifice for my 100th victory. The next second, he was scared speechless. Hyunwoo realized with a shock, isn't that Set Cobra? The forums instantly blew up. If it's Set Cobra, isn't he over level 110? Level 119? He's probably ranked in the top 1 million, right? He thought with dread. Up until now, the highest level opponent I've faced, model, the ones I've run into were only around level 89-90. Plus, being over level 100 means that person has probably already completed their second class advancement. This opponent could be really dangerous. Well then, I have no choice but to pull out my trump card. Alright then, Hyunwoo summoned Tangi right now. Tangi, he says excitedly. Tangi, come on out. Tangi asks innocently. Stinky Master, what is it this time? The audience is stunned when they see him. Oh my heart. Oh, so cute. I'm gonna go buy an egg to hatch a pet too. Hyunwoo is shocked, wondering, what is this reaction? How is Tangi even more popular than me? Seeing the donations pour in, he leans close to Tangi's ear and whispers, Tangi, a lot of people are watching us right now. You need to watch what you say. He panics, looking around and shouting, where, who's watching? Tangi grumbles in annoyance. That rotten, stinky master. You dared to trick me again, huh? The audience floods the comments. He's even cute when he's angry. Shouldn't we make Tangi a TikToker? Nedrome are sons of bitches. The ranked match begins. His opponent curses, uncomfortably muttering, what a headache. Hyunwoo urges Tangi, hurry up and buff me. Tangi sulks and refuses. I don't want to apologize to me, then I'll buff you. The audience chimes in. He's the cutest. Can a pet like that even give buffs? Looks like he's at least unique grade. Out of options, he says loudly, I'll let you ride the wooden horse later. Satisfied, the pet replies, well, it can't be helped. I told you, Stinky Master, you're useless without me. Right after that, Hyunwoo is quickly buffed. He thinks confidently to himself, with all these, I've got more than enough to fight for 5 minutes. The opponent charges and Hyunwoo blocks just in time. Before long, he's knocked away. Hyunwoo tenses up, gritting his teeth. If it weren't for Tangi's buffs, I probably would have died in an instant. He struggles to defend wary. Every attack is so fast and powerful. Level 110, ranked number 1 on the arena leaderboard. He's definitely not here by luck. But I still have one more trump card. Hyunwoo doesn't give up. He immediately dashes forward and lands a heavy blow on his opponent. Unable to block in time, the opponent is shocked, wondering, how did his power suddenly... Taking the chance, Hyunwoo dashes in for the finishing blow, an opening, but right after he realizes the cut was too shallow. The opponent says in surprise, I was wondering why someone with such a low level ended up as my opponent. He praises him. You're really good. Are you one of them? Hyunwoo grinds his teeth in annoyance. Does he think I'm an arena booster? He firmly denies it. No, I'm a streamer who goes by the name Back Alley Overlord. I'm live right now, and if I can just beat you, I can end today's stream. As soon as he finishes speaking, Hyunwoo surges forward, radiating killing intent. So just lose already. So I can finally get some rest. As he attacks, he worries. Giant Strength has 2 minutes left. Tangi's buff has 3 minutes left. If the buffs wear off, my chances of winning will become very slim. It's a shame I have so few skills right now, besides stun and heavy strike. If I just had a flash stepper skill, I'd be able to fight much more easily. Pushed into a corner, the opponent roars furiously. This bastard, you're getting way too cocky. Without hesitation, he angrily unleashes an attack. Hyunwoo is startled, wondering, is that a sword aura? What do I do? It's too late to dodge now, but if I try to block it, I'll definitely lose. Just then an idea flashes through his mind. Then there's only one way. Hyunwoo immediately moves to block the attack. The very next second, he skillfully redirects the sword. The sight stuns his opponent. He managed to parry my heavy slash. The moment his opponent let his guard down, Hyunwoo decisively struck him down. Just as he landed, his opponent fell. A victory notification appears. Hyunwoo exhausted sighs in relief. Phew, what an intense match. The audience immediately erupts. Back Alley Overlord, what the hell are you? You're not human. A level 50, beating a level 110. Anyway, Nedrome are still sons of bitches. He trembles, thinking to himself, I'm so tired. I can't believe I've been streaming for 10 hours straight. I've got to end the stream, take a shower, and go to sleep. Just then another notification pops up. He stares blankly. Huh. Hyunwoo shouts with joy. If you win, I'll donate 10,000 gold. Oh, thank you for the 9,999 gold. He celebrates internally. All my fatigue just vanished. This is the power of money. Tangi, standing to the side, backs away in fear. What's Stinky Master mumbling about? Has he lost his mind? Hyunwoo continued. All right, that's all for today. I'll be ending the stream here. The next stream will be at 6 on Friday, so be sure to tune in, everyone. With that, he vanishes, leaving the viewers fuming. You're just going to take our 10,000 gold and not even do a little thank you dance. Let me record it first, then you can go, tisk, well, those damn thieves are still sons of bitches. That evening, in a certain apartment building, Hyunwoo lay sprawled on the sofa, completely drained. Oh god, I'm dead tired. You really can't underestimate this line of work. Playing in the arena, reading the chat, and having to talk at the same time. Yang-chan walked over and asked, you look exhausted. You'll get used to it in about 1 or 2 weeks. He then asked, but didn't you make a ton of money from it? Hyunwoo immediately shut up. That's right, my money. So Yang-chan quickly opened the laptop. Let's see, we can check on the Aqua platform, but... His face suddenly froze. Why? Is it like this? The number? It can't be right. It must be a glitch, right? Hyunwoo leaned in curiously. How much is it that you think it's a glitch? Just then, Hyunwoo's total gold amount appeared. He questioned, hey, how do I have 57,384 gold? Yang-chan was dumbfounded, trying to process the numbers. 1 gold is worth 1,000 won. In the next second, both of them froze. You mean... He earned 57,384,000 won. Hyunwoo's first live stream marked the arrival of the Alley Leader. He became a hot topic on numerous online forums, and the name Alley Leader spread far and wide. Taking advantage of this opportunity, countless advertisement offers from sponsors and streaming platforms flocked to the Alley Leader, and that was no exception in Arena. Marco exclaimed in shock, what? His subordinate nervously reported, the sponsorship money flowing into our guild has decreased, sir. Also, our sponsors have said they won't be renewing their contracts, or they'll be reducing their deposits. He slammed his hand on the table in anger. How did it come to this? Our guild stock hasn't even dropped recently. The other man stammered, It's because of a streamer called the Alley Leader, sir. It seems like all the sponsors' attention has shifted to him. Gee, or so it seems. Marco asked skeptically. Alley Leader? He scowled. What did you say his level was? His subordinate honestly guessed, probably around 50, sir. He won a match yesterday, so I think at most he's probably around level 53. Hearing this, Marco went ballistic. He snarled furiously, only level 50. Recruit him into our guild. And if you can't, then destroy him. The terrified subordinate stammered, yes, sir. Meanwhile, somewhere else, a worried sorceress began to speak. The Emperor of Yusma has revealed himself for the first time. They've already contacted the Behemoth Guild and the New World Guild, the core guilds for the main scenario quest. After that, individuals went to meet with the Yusma Emperor. What's more, it seems their relationship progress with LeBron is also higher than ours. What should we do? Guild leader Carrie replied nonchalantly, what else? We find the Alley Leader, of course. He's currently at the forefront of this scenario. Hyunwoo looked at the notification window and exclaimed in excitement, "This reward is amazing. This title is useful for everything, from PvP to siege warfare." He looked expectantly at the shiny ring in his hand. And best of all, there's this. Who would have thought that this reward ring and the one I got from the beginner's tutorial would be part of the same item set? Thanks to this unique grade ring, all of my stats have increased, as expected of someone destined for success. Whatever I do, it's bound to work out. Seeing him smirking to himself, Tangi wondered, "Stinky, Master, why are you sitting there grinning like an idiot? Did hell freeze over or something? You actually bought me food. Does watching me eat really make you that happy?" Hyunwoo eagerly played along. "That's right, Tangi. Just seeing you eat is enough to make me happy." He said doubtfully, "Stinky Master, you're acting stranger than usual." He looked at Tangi smugly, thinking to himself, "I never expected Tangi to be so popular with everyone. I'll have to bring him along on my streams more often. He really is my mascot. Plus, I still have that reward to collect from the Emperor. I wonder what kind of item it'll be." "Coming from the Emperor, the reward has to be something incredible, right?" Hyunwoo said excitedly to Tangi. "Tangi, once you're done eating, let's head over to the Imperial Palace." He joyfully shouted, "Does that mean I get to eat palace food next?" A little while later, the two of them arrived at the Imperial Palace. There, Alexander exclaimed, "Oh," he asked expectantly, "you're here already? It hasn't even been a week, and you're already back. It seems you're quite capable, just as LeBron said." Trembling Hyunwoo bowed. "Thank you, Your Majesty." He thought to himself, even if his stats have gone up, the Emperor is still a monster. He must have at least 200. No, it has to be 300 for me to even stand a chance. The Emperor then threw him a treasure and said, "Take this. Now go," Alexander instructed. "Take that orb with you and find Andres, who is in the RTI desert. I have also received reports that the rebel forces in the desert are growing stronger." At this, he furiously gave the order. "There must be some insolent fools acting up again. You will investigate everyone connected to the rebel army for me." An instant quest was issued. Hyunwoo paled as he accepted the order. I will do my best to investigate as quickly as possible, Your Majesty." He cursed internally. "Can't he talk without putting this damn pressure on me?" The RTI desert. This area was opened up by Arena's first main scenario quest, which appeared when Hyunwoo completed it back when he was Maligo. This was the RTI desert. A desert scorpion recoiled in fear for a moment. Tang-hee seized the opportunity and unleashed a lightning strike. Hyunwoo attacked from behind, delivering the finishing blow. Victory notifications rang out continuously. He turned to Tang-hee, satisfied, and asked, "The experience points are nothing to complain about, right, Tang-hee?" The kid replied excitedly, "I feel like I'm getting stronger." "Stinky Master." After Tang-hee spoke, Hyunwoo looked around worriedly. "Say what you will, but Rifa City has no teleport scrolls, which means I have to walk across this entire massive desert." Tang-hee wondered, "So where is that guy anyway?" "Stinky Master." He pointed into the distance, guessing, "He's probably somewhere in Rifa City over there." The kid snapped in frustration. "Huh, probably," Tang-hee complained. "You're not even sure about that." Hyunwoo forced a smile and reassured him. "Don't worry too much, Tang-hee. Your master is a lucky guy." Looking at the figure before him, he cautiously guessed, "Looks like he found his own way here." The next second, Andres had a blank expression on his face. "Huh." The scene shifts to a large city in the middle of the desert. There, Andres asked in astonishment, This is definitely from His Majesty." He exclaimed joyfully, "To run into you while I was on patrol. What a stroke of luck. I must give you a reward worthy of someone sent by His Majesty." Hyunwoo excitedly clenched his fists. "Awesome, I'm about to get a reward." Andres then took out a book and gave it to him. It's the Half Moon / skill book. Hyunwoo immediately took it with delight. "A technique that lets me attack from close to long range. This is perfect timing since I was lacking attack skills. If I use this right, my hunting speed could double." He quickly composed himself. I got a little too excited." Hyunwoo cleared his throat and continued. Sir Andres?" he asked cautiously. "Do you know anything about the rebel army, sir?" The man was immediately aghast. "How do you know about that?" Hyunwoo continued. "The reason I came here was to deliver the Emperor's token, but I also received orders to investigate the rebel army." Andres understood at once. "It seems His Majesty trusts you a great deal." He proactively handed Hyunwoo a map. "In that case, take a look at this. This is a map I drew while investigating the RTI desert. We suspect 3 marked locations." Opening the map, Hyunwoo couldn't help but be surprised. "Rifa City is marked too?" The man confirmed, "That's right. I believe they have accomplices within Rifa City. Otherwise, it would be impossible for them to secretly move such a massive amount of supplies." Andres said with hope, "I trust that you can complete this reconnaissance mission on the rebel army safely." Hyunwoo replied with determination, "Please leave it to me, sir." The 3 places marked on Andres' map were Rifa City, the Toma tribe, and Bryan Lake. Among the 3, the easiest to deal with was the Toma tribe. It's a level 90 hunting ground mainly inhabited by desert scorpions and desert goblins. As Hyunwoo walked, he calculated, "Back in my Maligo days, near the Toma tribe, there's a secret that only I know? That will be the key to this quest." Just then, Tang-hee was lounging by a cliff. He asked blankly, "Stinky, Master, what are you doing just standing here?" Hyunwoo asked him cryptically, "Tang-hee, do you trust me?" Tang-hee was taken aback and exclaimed, "Huh." The very next second, he suddenly jumped off. Tang-hee shrieked in terror. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" Stinky Master Hyunwoo thought smugly to himself, "If I can complete this quest too, and Chumi has, then I can definitely widen the gap between me and the other players doing the main scenario. I wonder what reward is waiting for me next." And just like that, the two of them fell straight into a giant cactus. They cried out in pain, oof. But over the past 2 years, countless players had passed through the RTI desert. Yet not a single one of them had managed to find the dungeon that Hyunwoo discovered back when he was... And the reason for that is, Hyunwoo pointed at the cactus expectantly and shouted, "All right, this time it's got to be here. Time to attack. Let's go." Tanji rushed to stop him. "Wait a minute." Right after that, Hyunwoo fell face first into the dirt. Tanji asked in confusion, "Stinky Master, are you insane? Why would you just charge head first into a cactus like that?" He explained annoyed, "The dungeon is in one of these cacti." Tanji replied in disbelief, "Don't give me that crap. Just 5 minutes ago, you were covered in so many thorns you looked like a porcupine. My Stinky Master has definitely gone insane." Without letting Tanji say another word, he pushed his head down. "Ah, that reminds me," Hyunwoo thought, and immediately threw Tanji at the cactus. "Right there was this method too. I almost forgot." Tanji cursed furiously. "You crazy Stinky Master." But then something strange happened. Tanji passed right through the thorny cactus. Hyunwoo exclaimed in satisfaction, "Bullseye!" Without a moment's hesitation, he stepped into the dungeon. "Whoa." Looking around, Hyunwoo marveled, "It's been so long, I don't remember it very well. But I finally made it. A desert hidden inside a desert." Tanji was sulking in a corner, muttering, "He says he loves me, but then he throws me into a cactus. You Stinky Master." Hyunwoo quickly tried to calm him down. "I'm sorry, Tanji. I won't do that again, I promise. Now come on." But Tanji turned away sharply. "Don't talk to me, you Stinky Master." Hyunwoo suddenly froze. "Huh?" He wondered doubtfully. "A mutated desert lizard. Is there really a monster like this I've never heard of or seen a monster like this in the arena community? The only thing similar to this species would probably be that boss I hunted recently. It was a monster from the dragon family, the ruler of the jungle. I think it was called a Komodo dragon." He looked at the monster and thought, the Komodo dragon was about 20 meters tall, but this thing is only about 5 meters. So it doesn't look that big. Anyway, this time will be just like the last. First, let's just test the waters. Without any hesitation, Hyunwoo lunged forward to attack, but his sword couldn't penetrate its armor. Hyunwoo wondered, "It's this tough." He silently estimated, considering this thing's stamina, strength, and speed, it's probably at least level 100. If I don't channel my power correctly, I won't be able to pierce its scales. Having no other choice, Hyunwoo shouted, "Tanji!" Tanji turned away, still pouting. Hyunwoo quickly made an offer. 4 hours on the merry-go-round. Tanji replied, satisfied. "Okay, I'll forgive you this time." With that, Tanji quickly buffed him with all his power. Hyunwoo immediately gripped his sword tighter and brought it down with a powerful strike on the monster's hard armor. The monster let out a terrible shriek of pain. Hyunwoo thought with a start, I actually damaged it. The monster suddenly started running wild, causing him to freeze. "Huh? What?" Hyunwoo was dragged away mercilessly by the monster. Seeing this, Tanji complained, "Stinky Master, why did you ditch me to start riding the beast all by yourself? Let me join in." Hearing that he couldn't help but get annoyed. "How does this look like a rodeo to you?" Just then, Hyunwoo noticed something strange. "Huh, what's this spot?" He laughed excitedly. "Could it be, if I'm guessing right?" Without a moment's delay, Hyunwoo immediately unleashed a critical hit. At that very moment, the desert lizard was stunned by his blow. Hyunwoo yelled decisively, "This is the end." Right after the monster was sent flying, Hyunwoo wasn't in great shape either. He collapsed onto the ground. Ugh. Exhausted. Hyunwoo panted heavily. "Well, I got a ton of experience points, but I don't think I can hunt anymore today. Since I found their weak spot, it should be a little easier next time. Still, finding a new monster like this is great. I can use it to make some live stream content." Hyunwoo laughed excitedly. "I'll have to get Alice to edit this into a clip." When he sent the video of himself with the Emperor to Alice, she had sworn that if it was a video of Hyunwoo, she would edit it for him for the rest of her life, even for free. And once again, Alice felt that her vow had been absolutely right. Watching the footage in front of her, she gasped in amazement. This is insane. The courage to take on a monster with such a huge level gap all by himself. And on top of that, the ability to deduce its weak spot. She shivered with excitement. Agreeing to edit videos for the alley leader was definitely the right choice. The alley leader is truly the GOAT. I'll watch it one more time and then get to editing. Just one more time. Time passed and it was now Friday, the day Hyunwoo was scheduled to stream as announced. The video of the mutated desert lizard hunt posted on Friday morning had viewers buzzing with anticipation for that day's livestream. The audience flooded the comments section. At this rate, he might even be, better hunter than the pros. Totally. Can you even compare him to Jung Hanbaek? Of course not. He's on a whole other level. Hyunwoo read the comments and laughed in satisfaction. I wonder what that bastard Jung Hanbaek would think if he saw these comments. How would he react? With that, he quickly put on his mask and declared, "I'm feeling full of energy today. This might just be my best day ever. Ever since I started playing Arena, About 50,000 viewers have already joined. Time to start the live stream, I guess. Instantly, Hyunwoo appeared with a different expression. He was bright and open as he said, "Hello everyone, I'm the alley leader." Tanji looked forward and said hello. "I'll make you ride the wooden horse for 30 minutes. The audience saw this and chimed in. "Hello, hi Tanji." He continued, "As everyone saw in the video I posted this morning, today's content will be me hunting a boss solo. That lizard from the video. I've already found the location of their leader." The audience went wild at his words. What did he just say? I must have misheard him, right? No, you heard him right? He's hunting a boss solo today. Anyway, those net trolls are still sons of bitches. A series of donation notifications popped up. Hyunwoo happily expressed his thanks. "Thank you all for the gold donations. I won't be able to react for you all. If you donate gold while I'm hunting the boss, so please hold on. If you want to donate, please wait until I've hunted it. Donate after the boss fight is over. Although some people complain that my reactions are pretty much worthless anyway. Why are your reactions so half-assed? But I'd feel bad if I didn't respond at all." As he said this, he suddenly stopped and looked up. "Also, from now on, I probably won't be able to see the chats from you all anymore." Hyunwoo explained, "Because I need to focus on having some fun with this thing." The mutant desert dragon instantly appeared before him. It furiously spread its wings and shot into the sky. Hyunwoo, trembling with excitement, exclaimed, "Everyone, that's the boss. It's freaking huge. But in a few hours, it'll be lying miserably crushed on the ground. So don't you worry." He thought confidently to himself, "I've already investigated everything. There's probably a circular spot on the back of its neck too." Hyunwoo decided he would start with the common weakness of dragons and monsters, attacking the moment they gather their energy. Without a moment's hesitation, he immediately unleashed a critical hit, Half Moon Slash. The mutant desert dragon was stunned. Seizing the opportunity, Hyunwoo shot forward, confronting the giant monster head-on. Hyunwoo declared triumphantly, "My solo dragon boss hunt officially begins now." A status window appeared. Hyunwoo leveled up straight to 63. A boss raid refers to the conquest. Fat of high difficulty bosses in the game. For a typical boss raid, the party always includes a tank, whose job is to draw the enemy's aggro, and a dealer, whose job is to inflict damage per second, a healer, whose job is to heal, and a buffer. Each person must perform their role well to help shorten the time and reduce the failure rate of the raid. That is the standard method for a boss raid. Because of this, until now, no one has ever dared to try, nor has anyone succeeded, in conquering a boss solo. Right now, Hyunwoo was facing the mutant desert dragon alone. He continuously launched attacks at it. Very quickly, Hyunwoo gained the upper hand. He accelerated and dashed forward. In the blink of an eye, he struck the monster with a critical hit. The monster, hit by the painful blow, was temporarily stunned. Frustrated, Hyunwoo gritted his teeth once more. He recklessly charged forward to face the monster, but was quickly pushed back. The audience erupted into chaos. Wow, 3 hours have already passed just like that. Just hunting monsters for 3 hours is tiring enough. Fighting non-stop for 3 hours, wow. I'd probably be puking on the spot. Don't tell me he's actually going to succeed in conquering it alone. If he does, you could say the best control in all of Arena belongs to the alley leader. After the raid began, Hyunwoo maintained an incredible level of concentration, just like when encountering a new monster for the first time. And the joy of completing a main scenario on the front lines back when he was Meligot. Thanks to that memory, the feelings of his golden age were gradually being reawakened. He thought tensely, "I'm out of mana. I can't use Half Moon Slash to stop it from gathering energy anymore. Whether I have mana or not will decide the success or failure of this raid." Hyunwoo was determined. "I have to recover my mana no matter what." Tanji, sitting on his neck, grumbled in annoyance at his stubborn, rotten master. "It's already been 3 hours. I'm going on strike now," he declared loudly. Model. Hyunwoo quickly reassured them, "We're about to finish it off." He cautiously guessed, "With my experience from raiding bosses hundreds, even thousands of times, I know that dragon must be exhausted by now." Failed. The monster suddenly darted away. The audience was spooked. It ran. A boss is actually running away. Hyunwoo stared after it, dumbfounded. It's not running away. The mutated desert dragon is now. Spreading its wings, it soared into the air. He watched it tensely and explained, "Its final phase has begun." Its giant wings immediately unfurled. An attack with terrifying power shot out right after. Tanji was scared stiff. Hyunwoo swiftly dodged back just in time. Tanji cried out in panic, "So fast, holy cow." From a distance, the desert dragon appeared with 2 glowing red eyes. He whispered fearfully, "Stinky Master, let me retreat. Can you put me away?" Just then, the monster suddenly leaped up. It kept jumping around erratically. Tanji sobbed, "That dragon. How did its speed suddenly get so insane?" "Stinky Master, why are you just standing there instead of moving? Why aren't you answering me?" Hyunwoo grimly thought to himself, every boss in a game has a unique way to be conquered. First, you have to understand their different action patterns, and only then can you attack the boss's weak points. And applying that in my own way is the joy of being a gamer. Right now, Hyunwoo stood completely still, his face emotionless as the monster rushed towards him. He was focusing all of his senses to read the dragon's movements, and very quickly the mutated dragon suddenly appeared behind him. The monster furiously lunged forward, biting and shattering the rocks on the ground. But in the next second, it froze. The terrified monster realized that Hyunwoo and Tanji had silently disappeared at some point. At that moment, he had already shot up from the ground. Hyunwoo called out quietly, "Danji?" He asked, "What is it?" His master instructed, "Aim for the weak spot on the back of its neck, then unleash a lightning strike. Now." He obediently followed the order. The mutated desert dragon was electrocuted, roaring in agony. Hyunwoo seized the opportunity and got into position. He stomped on the ground, channeling all his strength into his legs to jump high. Then he poured all his remaining mana into his sword aura. Danji was immediately thrown off. "Ah!" Hyunwoo resolutely charged towards the dragon, grinding his teeth in fury. "Now die." A single decisive strike landed on its weak spot. Hyunwoo appeared like a god. The monster let out a painful cough. Victory notifications began to ring out continuously. Exhausted, Hyunwoo gripped his sword tightly. He thought tensely, "I finally defeated it." The moment he relaxed a little, all the fatigue from the past few hours washed over him. Thinking back, I was completely focused for a full 3 hours, no less. From a distance, Tanji ran over, frantically calling "Stinky Master." He immediately snapped out of it. Tanji kicked him right in the face and scolded him. "Who told you to suddenly flip over like that? You made me take a nasty fall." The audience's comments poured in. "Ali leader, aren't you going to check out the good stuff? I'm getting dizzy over here. Hurry up and look at the loot." Hyunwoo explained sheepishly. "Sorry everyone, I forgot I was live." He lay helplessly on the ground and asked, "I'm so tired right now. Would you all mind if I just lie here while we chat? Is that all right?" The audience continued to chime in. "Anyway, Netrom and his fans are still sons of bitches. I'm really impressed with you. One alley leader is equal to one desert dragon. That fighting power is insane. What is he? He's not human anymore. Where did he even get that half-moon slash from?" Donation notifications rang out one after another. Tanji was still sulking. "Stinky Master, as punishment, you have to let me ride the wooden horse." Exhausted, Hyunwoo laughed. "Right now, my head's in the clouds." And just like that, the raid was a huge success. Hyunwoo stood up and sighed in relief. Today's stream was also very successful. He sighed. Focusing for 3 whole hours is exhausting. Looking at the treasure in his hand, Hyunwoo couldn't help but feel satisfied. This raid was definitely worth the effort. I should hurry and sort through the items from the raid, then get some rest. Just then, a sudden voice called out, "Found you!" "Alley leader." Hyunwoo stopped startled. "Huh." He scratched his head awkwardly. "Seriously, am I so famous now that fans are coming all the way here to find me?" Hyunwoo asked, "Are you guys my fans?" "Coming all this way to see me, this puts me in an awkward spot." The other person bluntly denied it. "We're not fans, we're from the Great Manu Guild." "We have a proposal for you, alley leader. Join our great guild." Hyunwoo was left speechless. "Huh." Hyunwoo muttered doubtfully, "The Manu Guild." He wondered for a moment, what guild is Manu again? The other person immediately snapped, "You don't know about a great guild like ours." Hyunwoo scratches his ear, annoyed. "So in short, you guys aren't my fans. Grand Guild, whatever guild, I don't care. But we just met, so why are you talking to me so disrespectfully?" With that, he decisively turned to leave. "I don't know any guild called the Manu Guild, and I have no intention of joining your guild. So you're turning us down? Is that it?" The members of the Manu Guild immediately surrounded him. "If that's how it's going to be, then we have no other choice." They used their numbers to bully him, drawing their weapons to intimidate Hyunwoo. He thought confused, "Are these guys seriously trying to PK me right now?" Looking at their gear, they must be at least level 110. "I'm already tired, and now I have to fight this many people." Just then a voice suddenly called out from a distance, "Alley leader, looks like you're in trouble, right?" Hyunwoo looked up bewildered. "Huh?" The man on the high cliff jumped down. Junho appeared with a confident air and said, "Finally, something for me to do." He then bowed respectfully. Junho introduced himself. "It's a pleasure to meet you, alley leader. I am Yoon Junho from Sister." Hyunwoo asked, doubtfully, "Sister?" He quickly realized, are you the person Kale mentioned?" Junho nodded. "Yes, I'm responsible for resolving any troubles or concerns for our star class players. It's a type of babysitter service." One of the Manu Guild players, not knowing his place, snapped, "Who the hell are you?" Junho glanced at him and said, "From what I can see, you gentlemen are causing trouble for our client. First, I'd like to make a very polite proposal. I will allow you all to leave this place, on the condition that you no longer loiter around our client." But in response, they remained insolent, cursing back, "What the hell are you barking about? We have business with the alley leader." The one in charge made a decision. "Kill them both." Junho sighed helplessly. "Honestly, it would have been better if you had just accepted my goodwill. Please leave this to me, alley leader." He drew his sword and charged forward. "There are 9 opponents in total. I won't keep you waiting long, client. I'll take care of this rabble in 3 minutes." The first guy was terrified the moment they clashed. Very quickly, he was dealt with in an instant. As Junho disposed of one, the leader asked in shock, "What the hell?" Before he could finish, Junho suddenly dashed towards him. "You're the leader, right?" He was immediately put on the defensive, demanding, "What?" The leader was instantly restrained. His underlings rushed over. Leader Junho made a threat. "The Manu Guild, that's a very large and famous guild," he said while torturing the man. "To be honest, I'm quite curious. I wonder what the members of this guild will do when they lose their leader." Witnessing that scene, Hyunwoo thought nervously to himself, "When I heard Sister would send someone to follow me, I was curious just how skilled that person would be. But now I have to admit this guy is really good. Is his level that much higher than mine? If we were the same level, though, he definitely wouldn't be a match for me." A moment later, the last member of the Manu Guild was taken down by Junho. He turned back to Hyun-woo with a bright smile. "Alley leader, sorry to have kept you waiting." Hyun-woo exclaimed in amazement, "You're really skilled." He humbly denied it. "You're flattering me." "Hearing that from you is making me blush." Hyun-woo asked, "Your level must be pretty high, right?" Junho answered honestly, "My current level is 170. Hyun-woo was shocked. "Level 170. He pressed on, "At that level, aren't you a ranker?" "So rankers do this kind of work too, huh?" Junho laughed. "A high level doesn't just magically make money," he added meaningfully. "Besides, if I don't earn money for my kids' diapers and milk and just keep my head buried in these games, I'll get kicked out of the house. As the alley leader, I'm sure you understand my situation, right?" Hyun-woo nodded in understanding. He thought with admiration. He has a wife, but still can't quit gaming. A true gamer indeed. The two then looked at each other awkwardly. "Getting married is a good thing. I get it. Truly a kindred spirit." A few days passed. Hyun-woo and Tang-yi were walking wearily through a desert. As he walked, he sighed. "In the end, all my efforts with the Tema tribe were for nothing. Ever since the dragon raid, I've been searching for days, but only goblins have shown up. I still haven't found a single member of the rebel army. If only I could find something at this Brine Lake, that would be great." Tang-yi grumbled angrily. "Stinky Master, I'm dying of heat out here. You're not even fighting, so why did you summon me?" Hyun-woo replied nonchalantly, "Walking alone is boring. I summoned you to suffer with me for fun." This made him furious, and he kicked Hyun-woo. For that reason alone, he admitted honestly. "Yeah." Tang-yi yelled in frustration. "Henry, you keep summoning me for such a ridiculous reason? Are you torturing me like this on purpose?" Hyun-woo pretended to cry, feigning hurt. "But I'm a solo player, so at times like this, people must be really bored." He suddenly stopped when he saw large footprints on the ground. Hyun-woo was skeptical. Human footprints and tire tracks. Could it be that night in a high-end building? Tianhao asked in astonishment. "You're pulling the sponsorship for my stream." A voice on the other end of the line explained, "This is an order from the head office. We hope that you, Tianhao, can remove our advertisements from your stream." Tianhao immediately yelled, "I already said I don't need the money. All I wanted was to have the porter ad, that's it." The other person continued, "I've already relayed that to my superiors, but we received an order saying that the alley boss seems to be a better fit for our company's image. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I'll be hanging up now." The call ended. Tianhao repeatedly threw his phone to the floor. "Not a good fit, huh?" he growled. "The alley boss. Me, I'm not as good as that little brat. How dare they use that condescending tone with me?" Liu Shui, who was behind him, suddenly spoke up. "Bro, did you just say the alley boss?" he asked casually. "Isn't the alley boss that guy who's been famous recently for winning 100 consecutive matches in the Super Rookie Arena?" Tianhao replied irritably. "Liu Shui Porter has unilaterally cancelled the advertising contract." Liu Shui guessed, "Don't tell me they're planning to choose the alley boss to replace you, so they cancelled your contract. I can't believe they think that little brat could replace a famous Chinese streamer like you. Those Porter guys really have no taste. What's your plan, or should I handle this for you?" Tianhao was startled and said, "If your 9 Dragons Guild helps me out, of course I'd be very grateful. Let me send a few of my guys to help out too." Liu Shui bluntly refused. "There's no need." He continued arrogantly, "Aren't we old brothers? Just let me handle this myself for you. Taking care of little punks like that is my specialty. You don't have to worry about a thing over here." Hyun-woo yelled while running. The footprints disappeared at this large rock. He looked suspiciously at the cave before him. "If it's covered by an illusion, like when I entered the cactus," Hyun-woo exclaimed with satisfaction. "So this is where you've been hiding." "I found the rebel army's base." Hyun-woo couldn't help but marvel at the sight before him. "Whoa," he gasped in amazement. "The rebel army's base is pretty impressive, isn't it? You could call this a castle or a village. And you wouldn't be wrong." As he walked silently, Hyun-woo thought to himself, they have weapons and medicine. They've been moving these supplies. 8 for hour. He wondered, confused. But why hasn't the mission complete notification popped up? Do I need to investigate something else? Someone suddenly appeared and shouted, "Hey, you there? What are you doing sneaking around that cart for?" Seeing this, Hyun-woo was startled. "Oh crap, I let my guard down." The man's face went blank. "Huh, that bear is... Don't tell me. You're Odell, the disciple that Master Felian mentioned." Hyun-woo looked at the man momentarily confused. "Odell, where have I heard that name before?" Then he remembered. If it's Odell, then that's the name of the dark mage I took down. When I partied with Yuji and Yangjun, Hyun-woo quickly replied, "Yes, I am a Master Felian's disciple. My name is Odell. This bear is my masterpiece. It's a chimera named Pei... Tanji quickly tried to deny it. I'm Tan, but luckily he managed to cover his mouth in time. The man exclaimed happily, "BP." Exactly as Master Felian described. Tanji stubbornly insisted, "You filthy human BP, what I'm Tanji." Hyun-woo, on the other hand, smiled and continued, "Yes, I've come here to see my master." The man took the lead. "Master Felian is managing the chimeras in the large prison at the center of the camp. He'll be so happy to know you're here." Hyun-woo said happily, "Thank you, sir." He thought smugly to himself, "Thanks, you little brat Odell. Who knew things would be connected like this?" Meanwhile, Tanji was still punching and kicking him. I'm Tanji, not BP. A while later, at a sturdy fortress, a shadowy figure appeared on the observation tower. Felian asked, annoyed, "Is that so? Are you saying the Thin Kingdom might intervene?" The voice on the other end replied, "Yes, that is correct." The old man gave the order with delight. "Then we must proceed with everything as quickly as possible. Gather all the dark mages in the south too. The Lord of Rifa Castle. He has decided to fight alongside us. 3 days after we get the signal from the Lord of Rifa City, we'll advance on Rifa City and launch a fierce attack." Someone asked, "What about our preparations?" The old man reassured them, "There's no need to worry. I've already gathered several hundred Andes and Chimeras. All we can do is pray that Lady Luck smiles upon us." Folian was startled and spun around. He snapped irritably, "Who's there?" A skull flashed past in an instant. Folian watched it go, suspicious. He mumbled, bewildered, "I was so sure I felt a human presence. Was I mistaken?" Meanwhile, somewhere else, Yeonyu was running for his life. He let out a relieved, smug breath. "Phew, that was a close one. I almost got exposed. So the Lord of River City is the traitor. This is getting intense. 3 days, I've got to move fast." As he reached an alley, he suddenly bumped into a figure. "Ah!" The other person cried out in pain. "Oh, good heavens, my hip!" At the same time, the guards had caught up. "What's all that noise?" Yeonyu cursed in frustration. "Damn it!" He tensed up, wondering, "What do I do now?" Edgar quickly recognized the sword. Just then, 2 guards arrived, threatening them from the other side. "Turn and face us now." Yeonyu thought tensely, "Am I going to have to fight?" Just then, a large hand suddenly pushed his head down. "Ufa." Ed-chan took the initiative. "I'm sorry my assistant was being clumsy and dropped the weapon we were transporting. I'm sorry to have bothered you all." One of them recognized him suspiciously. "You're the dwarf from the armory, aren't you?" He clicked his tongue dismissively and turned away. "Shh, just don't cause any more trouble." The pain almost made Hyunyu cry. He wondered, "What is this? Did an NPC just cover for me?" Ed-chan asked doubtfully, He questioned him, "Where did you get that sword?" A short while later, the two of them arrived at a forge. They gathered around a small table. Ed-chan laughed with excitement. "I knew it. This is a sword I made. I can't believe I'd actually meet the person using a sword that I myself crafted right here. So it's possible to meet decent people in a place like this after all." Yeonyu looked at them and asked curiously, "Your setup is that you were kidnapped by the rebel army and are being forced to forge weapons for them, right?" The dwarf asked, confused, "What do you mean setup?" But yeah, that's basically it. Yeonyu shrewdly thought to himself, "This smells like a quest." He took the initiative to introduce himself. "I'm an adventurer on the opposing side of the people who kidnapped you. If you two agree, I can help you escape from here." Ed-chan seemed tempted. Escape, you say? That doesn't sound half bad, does it?" The dwarf next to him quickly stopped him. "Chief," he asked worriedly, "isn't it better for us to just stay put and wait? Didn't they promise to let us go after this is all over?" The old dwarf snapped irritably. "You absolute idiot! You're going to believe the words of the people who kidnapped us. I'm sure they'll do whatever it takes to keep us imprisoned here. You just watch." Ed-chan immediately turned to Hyunyu and laughed heartily. "I accept your offer, but I can't just leave behind all the weapons I've created. They're like my own children." He accepted without a moment's hesitation. "Please leave it to me." He thought smugly to himself, a quest where the reward is another quest. I really can't wait to see what the final reward is. Meanwhile, at a certain tavern in the Yusma Empire, Vecho and Carrie were in a tense meeting. Across from the two women were Yungu and Seokyeong. Carrie asked in a serious tone, "So you're saying you want to do this mission with us?" "The CEO," John replied, annoyed. "That's what I said." "How many more times are you going to ask?" She asked, bewildered. "Information regarding the main scenario is classified. Even some of our own guild members don't know about it. Our Phoenix Grand Guild is already lagging behind the New World Grand Guild in the main scenario quest. What's your motive for doing this?" He hesitated and explained, well, I just wanted to create more distance between us and the other guilds, that's all. Aren't our situations the same? And one more thing. I heard the Phoenix Major Guild is targeting the alley leader, right? You should drop that idea. Actually, it's because of this that I told your guild to do the quest together. CEO? John stared and questioned her. You understand what I'm saying, right? Carrie flinched, thinking, is he trying to create a reason for the guilds to fight each other? Is the alley leader connected to the New Worlds? If we confront the New World, the Phoenix Major Guild will have no future. Having no other choice, she reluctantly agreed. I understand. His facial muscles relaxed. Is that so? Inside, CEO John silently cursed. What a bunch of petty cowards. Every last one of them is so boring. The news of the collaboration between the New World Major Guild and the Phoenix Major Guild immediately caused a stir in the arena community. A lot of speculation and interest is now focused on this matter. Arena players are predicting that both guilds will monopolize the main scenario quest. However, the next day, a video stirred up the arena community. Yungu ran over in a panic, calling out, Sir, sir! His expression made CEO John confused. Junggu, what's all the fuss about? He continued anxiously, have you seen the video that was posted in the community? It's that alley leader guy. CEO John was instantly startled. What? The video started with Hyunwoo smiling and waving his hand. Hello everyone, it's your alley leader here. With the large-scale guilds monopolizing the main scenario, I think many of you might not have the courage to continue participating in the main scenario quest anymore. However, I, the alley leader, have prepared something for all of you. At this point, he suddenly winked and shouted, and that is, I will be publicly releasing a portion of the information I've obtained about the main scenario quest. Anyone interested in the main scenario, and please gather in the city of Rifa in 3 days. Hearing this, CEO John was stunned with delight. What is this? You can't necessarily buy information on the main scenario quest, even if you have the money and he's just going to give it away for free to everyone. He wondered curiously, what kind of trick are you trying to pull, huh? My friend, you're definitely planning to do something interesting again. Meanwhile, Hyun-woo kept repeating, remember everyone, 3 days from now in the city of Rifa. In a magnificent castle, a familiar voice suddenly rang out. So then, Alexander asked insistently, did you find anything? Hyun-woo answered honestly, Your Majesty. I have found the location of the rebel army in the Arti Desert. They were hiding at Bryan Lake and using magic to conceal the entrance. He wondered, your expression seems to be getting more and more relaxed, doesn't it? He replied confidently. It's all thanks to you, Your Majesty. Inside, he was cursing. This damn dog of an emperor, Hyun-woo continued. And while I was sneaking in, I managed to free the dwarves captured by the rebels, cutting off their weapon supply. Alexander asked further, did you find out anything about the traitor? He calmly replied, Count Larman, the Lord of Rifa, is colluding with them. They said they will attack Rifa in 3 days once all their preparations are complete. He quickly understood. Is that so? Alexander, satisfied, remarked, I sent many adventurers to bring back information, but in the end, none of them compared to you alone. Hyun-woo flinched and shifted. Has my body gotten lighter? He thought. The king continued, Then I shall issue my final command. Help Andres stop the rebel army's attack from the west. And so a new quest was created. Hyun-woo bowed respectfully. I understand. He thought excitedly, the reward this time is a unique item. This is the final quest. Looking at his computer screen, Hyun-woo exclaimed in surprise, This guy? I can't believe he's the guildmaster of the New World Major Guild. No wonder he's so strong. The place where the New World and Phoenix Major Guilds received their quest is Cassia in the south, while the place I'm in charge of is Rifa in the west. Realizing this, he grabbed his head in frustration. Then we're way too short on manpower over here. A main quest of this scale? How am I supposed to do it alone? Hyun-woo suddenly remembered something, his eyes widening. A devilish smile crept across Hyun-woo's face. I have a way. If it goes well, I might just be able to get the minimum number of people needed. I might as well try using the little bit of fame I have. A short while later, the news of Hyun-woo sharing information about the main scenario spread like wildfire through the arena community. And with it, the Alleyway King's fame skyrocketed, and that popularity will be proven during Hyun-woo's livestream. In 3 days, Hyun-woo thought with satisfaction. The viewership has already doubled compared to usual. And here we go. He began with a bright smile. Hello everyone, the Alleyway King here again. Today, I'm going to talk about the main scenario that you've all been so curious about. A flood of comments quickly appeared. But for real, are you going to let us tag along? This isn't just a bluff, is it? I only trust the Alleyway King. If it's real, I'm so in, Hyun-woo confidently asserted. Of course it's not a lie. Today, a siege battle will take place at Rifa Castle. The objective of the mission is to protect Rifa. From the rebel army, though, it's a bit of a shame that because of the arena system's rules, I can't share the specific details of the quest. However, compared to hogging a one-time only quest like this, all to myself, I thought it'd be much more fun to do it with all of you, which is why I'm sharing it like this. This sparked a debate in the comments. So he can't do it alone, and that's why he's asking us to help, right? Why does this dude always have to twist things, right? It's a rare opportunity to join a siege battle. He's letting us tag along, and you're not even grateful, you jealous hater? Seeing this, he smirked to himself. People are still reacting positively, just as I predicted. Hyun-woo continued. From this moment on, I will begin the mission to get the main scenario underway. Meanwhile, elsewhere, a large number of rebel soldiers had been struck down. Andres was still shouting, You bastard Ramon! His Majesty placed his trust in you. That's why he entrusted Rifa Castle to your rule. And yet you dare to join forces with the rebel army. Count Ramon shot back in anger. What would a creature like you know, you who have the Emperor's favor? Could never understand my position. With that, he desperately ordered his entire army to advance. Elsewhere, Hyun-woo was casually eating popcorn, as his delighted audience commented. You usually have to pay to watch stuff like this, but we get to see it for free. It's totally worth following the Alleyway King's stream. But wait, where did he get the popcorn? A fierce battle immediately erupted before his eyes. Afterwards, Hyun-woo thought to himself, pleased, even though I know these are just pre-programmed skins, this battle is actually pretty interesting. Andres is so fiery. At this rate, I hope things don't just end boringly with Andres' victory. Put in more effort. Count Ramon. Count Ramon was cornered. He gritted his teeth in resentment. He then suddenly surged forward in desperation. Andres charged at Ramon, declaring, If it weren't for your existence, a victory would have been mine long ago. Andres firmly retorted, Even if it wasn't me, someone else would have stopped you. Ramon stubbornly yelled, Don't get in my way, Andres. How long are you going to pretend to be so righteous? If you were in my shoes, you would have done the same thing. Just then, Andres suddenly knocked him back. He glared furiously. Don't you dare think that you and I are the same. With that, he immediately dealt Ramon a fatal blow. He coughed in pain. Cough, cough. Before taking his last breath, Ramon whispered with regret, Alexander. Andres cut him off in irritation. Do not speak His Majesty's name with that filthy mouth. Standing to the side, Hyun-Yu clapped in amazement. Whoa, Andres is so badass. He turned to look at Hyun-Yu and thanked him. Hyun-Yu, thank you for leaving the task of dealing with Count Ramon to me. But why are you wearing a mask? Hyun-Yu stammered his explanation. It's kind of a tenet of my faith. The audience immediately burst out laughing. The Church of the Alleyway Pope, Andres continued. We have completed the first step. All that remains is to punish the army that this wicked traitor has gathered. I need your help. Let's protect Rifa Castle together. Looking at the outstretched hand, he thought to himself, it's finally my turn. And at the same time, in a desert near Rifa Castle, an unlucky player had been cornered. What is this? He wondered in terror. What kind of monster is this at a time like this? A large swarm of Andes rushed forward. In no time, he was met with a gruesome death. On the high castle wall, a soldier noticed something unusual. He spoke to his comrade with suspicion. Over there in the distance, a faint flag has appeared. Very quickly, it was followed by an entire army and a horde of Andes. They finally appeared and in massive numbers. Hyun-Yu exclaimed in shock, Whoa! He scratched his head, perplexed. They're swarming like ants. This is way more than I expected. What should I do? Andres turned to look at him and asked, Are you worried we can't win? Hyun-Yu, he continued, our mission is to buy time until the Kion Knights led by Duke LeBron arrived to support us. Hyun-Yu quickly denied it. Worried? I'm not worried at all. He continued with a bright smile. On the contrary, I'm worried about something else. I just didn't expect so many people to show up. Don't tell me they're going to steal all my kills. At that moment, a massive number of players suddenly appeared confronting them. It was a huge undead force. In an instant, the two sides were ready for battle. The arena's main scenario quest, the Siege of Rifa, began. The horde of undead swarmed in like a disturbed anthill. Gripping his sword tightly, Andres fought hard to cut them down. He shouted tensely, Support me! A large number of mages acknowledged the order in unison, pouring all their magic into supporting Sir Andres. A barrage of terrifying explosions immediately followed. Looking at the desolate scene before him, Andres worriedly cursed, Damn it, this is just their undead army, and they're already this strong. He thought with apprehension, even with magic against an enemy force this numerous, it's barely making a dent. On top of that, the main rebel army in the rear hasn't made a move yet. I don't know if we can hold out until that Knight Brigade arrives. Just then, a holy light suddenly shone down. A large number of players appeared instantly. Move aside, old man. With a mob this big, we can level up like crazy. Andres was momentarily speechless. What? The players started arguing. Hey, don't steal my kill. What are you talking about? I hit it first. One player smiled smugly. I'm definitely gaining 2 levels today. Another group rushed forward without hesitation. I called dibs on that zombie orc fireball. Hey, I told you I was aiming for that one. Andres could only exclaim in disbelief. What the hell is going on? A moment later, a giant mammoth appeared. Filian, sitting on top of it, cursed tensely. Shit, what the hell is happening? Why are there so many of those adventurers here? According to the original plan, the city lord, Count Lamour, was supposed to open the gates, and we would take Rifa smoothly. Without suffering any losses, how the hell did the information get leaked? As he thought of this, he couldn't help but seethe, grinding his teeth. Damn it! Filian roared in anger. Release it! Crush all those damn adventurers! His men immediately complied. Understood, Lord Felian. A large number of dark mages began to cast their spells. The clueless players continued to fight with all their might. One of them even laughed excitedly. Hehehe, I thought a main scenario would be tough, but it turns out it's not as special as I thought, huh? But in the very next second, they were all simultaneously restrained. Whoa, what is this? A magic circle on the ground. A group of players were instantly captured as a giant chimera appeared. One of them screamed in terror, Help! Help me! But it crushed him in an instant. The terrified players shouted to each other, It's a chimera! A sharp blade slammed into the ground, and a massive growling chimera appeared. Andres rushed to attack it without hesitation. The soldiers behind him saw this and called out worriedly, Sir, Andres, he replied, let me handle that ogre, the rest. Oh, it is up to you all. At that moment, the giant monster suddenly grabbed one of its own kind by the neck and without hesitation finished it off. The giant monster used the unfortunate creature's body to repeatedly smash into the crowd. Andres charged forward, indignant. Damn you, your opponent is me. He decisively struck it with a powerful blow, but sadly, Andres was immediately knocked back. He worriedly wondered, what do I do now, since the battle began? Several hours have already passed. My strength reached its limit long ago. But if I fall here, Rifa will be lost. I have to stop them, no matter the cost. Andres affirmed with resolve, I must stop them. Quickly, the unfortunate monster's body began to change. It gradually disappeared completely. Andres, covered in wounds, stubbornly yelled again, I must stop them. As long as I'm still alive, you will not set foot in this city. As soon as he finished speaking, the giant monster launched an attack. Unlike the players who could revive, The arena has no revival system for NPCs involved in the main scenario. This means an NPC's death is no different from a death in the real world. Andres thought helplessly, "Your Majesty, please forgive this humble servant for having to leave before you." But just then a voice suddenly rang out, "Don't give up so soon." Andres stood frozen for a moment. He turned his head doubtfully to the side. Andres looked on in disbelief as he recognized Hyunwoo. Tange on his shoulder exclaimed excitedly, "Let's go, Stinky Master!" Hyunwoo rushed forward to attack. "Sir Andres, get out of the way. Let me handle this. Time for a substitution." As soon as he spoke, a critical hit landed. The monster was immediately put on the defensive. Hyunwoo continued his assault, his strike instantly piercing straight through the monster's body. Its momentum carried it flying into the air. Andres looked up, his face clearly showing his astonishment. Andres' death was one of the events predestined in this main scenario. Hyunwoo remarked with satisfaction, "The cut is deeper than I thought. That's a surprise. Is it because my armor penetration stat is high?" But now the arena system would have to start writing a new story for a future that was destined to be an empty space for Andres. He who was saved by an adventurer. He who witnessed the full passion of an adventurer. He who came to respect an adventurer. And he who witnessed the birth of a hero who could save an entire empire. Hyunwoo trembled with excitement. "I've already leveled up for the second time. How could I possibly miss a high-quality monster grinding spot like this?" He excitedly screamed, "All these chimeras are mine!" The android stood to the side, completely speechless at the sight. Well, I guess as long as he's alive, that's all that matters.